Welcome into a special episode of Panthers on Tap. I'm Curtis Rauen, joined by Ricky Raines. The wait is almost over. We're roughly 10 minutes away from the 2026 NFL Draft starting. Ricky's dressed up. I got a suit coat on. What the hell is going on here? Ricky, good to see you, man.
Hey, this is like the perfect balance of what I want ESPN to be and what everyone's grandparents want ESPN to be, right? Like, we're dressed up. We're going to be presentable. It's a big event. We're going to act like we, have some sense to us and some class. But then we're going to get tanked on the show. We're going to curse a lot. We're going to play ridiculous videos. We're just going to have a great time, man. It's draft night. I'm excited to be here. Just really, really stoked, man. It's finally here.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped. I know we did this last year. We had a great showing. I'm excited to be a part of it this year.
Santa Claus is back because it's Christmas.
Santa, hell yeah! I told my parents that on the drive home. I said, "Man, this is my Christmas.
It's Christmas,
this
dude.
is Christmas Day."
I didn't want to go into the attic and get the lights, but Santa was just sitting there looking at me this whole time. I was like, "Yeah, you're coming back out, bud."
I love it. Well, we got a lot in store for you guys. We got Edgar. He's going to be joining us closer to the Panthers pick, so probably around 10-ish. We also might have some other guests joining us throughout. If you are interested, hit us up. I am open to having folks in here.
Let's go nuts tonight, man. Like, if people want to come in and give a reaction, come on in, man. Let's talk about it tonight.
So it should be a good time. We're also giving away a jersey. I'll hit that scroll while we're
depending on how this night goes, Curtis, I got something else I was thinking about doing for the people. Let's just see what we do here as far as interaction to see how people are vibing with us. And if the vibe is right, I got a piece of Panther memorabilia that I think would be really cool to give away tonight.
Yeah, so potentially a second giveaway, but for sure we're going to be giving away the first round pick rookie jersey. So whoever Carolina takes at 19 or in a trade up or a trade back, you'll get that jersey. Taproom members, you're officially entered 3 times. Super chat, it's $4.99 or more, or $4.99. It's not more. $4.99 will get you an additional entry. Obviously, if you increase that, that'll add to your entries. So $4.99 for a super chat, you get an extra entry if you're not a member, and then we'll pick that towards the end of the show. So
I see that the chat was bumping in here waiting for me. I'm sorry I'm late. Tonight was my son's spirit night at school, so we didn't get home until late. We went to the pizza place and contributed what we could. But I did want to bring up a comment because I didn't get to this person's comment last night during the show. And I hate it, but here she is. Welcome, Ricky. What's up, Mom? How are you? Draft night. I finally get to be a regular kid again.
Appreciate you coming in here tonight as well. It's always good to see you. Before we get to the chat, I do want let's get to our drinks because I feel like sometimes we forget about that, and it's a big occasion. So, Ricky, without further ado, what do you got for us?
All right, so I'm going to do it a little different than how we usually do it since it's a little bit different of a show, right? I'm going to go beers as I open them tonight because I have multiple beers that I do have in the bag. The first one that I have, I'll talk about that because I am drinking it currently. This is from Bottle Logic Brewing. It's got a really cool psychedelic little can here. It's called Fuzzy Logic. This is a peach hazy IPA, 7.1%. It is a delectable little summer treat, man. Like, I feel like I am like sitting on a front porch rocking right now in a very fitted dress shirt and a tie that is up to my neck. But yeah, the beer is tremendous though. And then I also have my tequila too. I've got shots. So if people are doing the super chats, if we want to see what we can handle tonight, I'm game, man.
I'm starting off with a whiskey drink. So I got Maker's Mark in here with a splash of Coke. Literally like a splash of Coke.
It's got 8 fingers of whiskey with a little topper, a floater of Coca-Cola Classic.
And then I got some beer as well. It's nothing like you got. It's just Michelob. But man, it is going to be a fun one tonight. I do want to get to our chat. And we're at 7:55. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're about 5 minutes away.
I got to find a way to watch this thing. All I have is my laptop up right now. And, I was like this last year where I had the laptop going. I was looking at the guide.
I have it playing I have YouTube TV on my other monitor here, so that's
see, I don't have my other monitor hooked up. I'm naked out here, dude. I got nothing. I'm not even watching the draft. I'm gonna have to throw on NFL.com or something like that.
Yeah, do you have YouTube TV?
Yeah, I do. I could throw that on. That's right.
Yeah, I would put it in its tab. That's what I've been doing. But let's get to our chat here. We got Keaton in here, of course.
Keaton?
Appreciate you, Keaton. Jared is in here as well. Let's have a fun.
Jared, what's up, man?
Jared, good to see you. Jared, let us know. I think you were in our stream last year if you want to hop on for a bit.
I talked to him when I was in Nashville. Jared may join us closer to the Panthers pick as well, so that we get a nice little eclectic mix of our coverage here.
Keaton, just not as much fun as Vrabel's having today. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but that's a mess.
Hey, Wesley.
Wesley, our man.
How's everything? Is the baby here?
Yeah, that's the biggest question.
Yeah.
How is your wife doing, and where are you guys at with that?
And what do
you don't want to announce that to us?
And what do you think of the name Richard if it's a boy? You know, just think about it. Just
Dick Trickle. Do you like that name?
Oh, come on. God damn it. It's too early for this.
We were talking crap about Ricky before he got in here.
I know. I could feel it.
Jay's in here. Saints trading up to 3.
What up, JP?
Saints is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I mean, Saints, it sounded like earlier today was the most with the team with the highest pick to do a trade up. So that is a possibility.
Yeah.
We got Complex Season in here. Better late than never. Appreciate you. Carter is in here. Draft day. Appreciate you. Was Carter here last night? Carter, let us know. I don't know.
No, Carter did a stream of his own last night. He was telling me.
It was?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He's got his Bryce jersey. Appreciate that. Little compliment for both of us. Damn, y'all looking sexy. Yeah, we clean up well.
I know it. I get it from my mama, you know.
Eagles may trade with the Panthers. That could get interesting.
That
What's the Eagles? 22?
23, I think.
23?
Yeah. I like that.
Looking sharp. Me here and CJ Allen. Interested in the Vikings. Take them. You can have them. I hope that's the case. Here's our super chat. First one.
All right. Complex Season. Appreciate you, man. Cheers to draft night, dude. Let's have some fun. As the boys of one of my favorite show, Letterkenny, say, pitter patter, let's get at her.
All right, Ricky. Why don't we fuck it? Let's start with this. Right at this moment.
You got one more super chat. You want to get to that first so it's not sitting there waiting?
Yeah. I'm sorry. All right, I was getting excited. Panthers Bo, Curtis with the blazer. Ooh-wee. Oh, there you go. Max's priority. Yep, he's got his priorities straight.
Head screwed on. Head screwed on, mama.
B pays. Ricky looks like an upscale limo driver. That tie is a good look. Curtis looks like he's the president of WWE. Come on now.
On the Elijah Craig. I like it. B pays. What's up, man? Glad you're here.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Wesley, is this the stepbrother's job? Yeah.
I think I can help with that pan situation.
All right. Here's the super chat. Taylor's in your happy draft night, fellas. Fingers crossed for Thieneman's or Sadiq wildcard in my wildest dreams. Downs or Tyson Falls was.
I like it.
Take a shot of Maker's Mark and enjoy the night. $10.
Cheers, Taylor. Appreciate you. I'll pour my first shot tonight for you. And that's entries into the jersey giveaway too, correct?
That is 2, and I believe
she's a member as well.
Is a member. Yep. So, Taylor, I will add you in there.
Leader of the clubhouse right now with 5 entries, Taylor. Good for you.
Ricky, do you want to go with that question we just had? You don't have to give us the whole list, but right now, if you had to pick one player, who do you think at this moment is going to be a Carolina Panther by the end of the evening?
So, last night when we were talking about it, I felt pretty strongly that Dylan Thieneman is the guy that if he's there, I think they're going to take him. I still feel that way, to be honest. In my gut, I still think that that's exactly who they've kind of circled and focused on in this entire pre-draft process. I think he fits like a glove for the defense and what we need and what we execute from a conceptual standpoint. But I woke up this morning, Curtis, with a little bit of a different vibe. For the first time, I had this feeling that Kenyon Sadiq and possibly Omar Cooper Jr. felt like Panthers this morning. Casey Concepcion is a guy that I love a lot. and I'm higher on him. I have him graded above Omar Cooper Jr. They're both right in the same bucket. They're in the same bucket for me as Jordan Tyson, to be completely honest. That's my 3, 4, 5. I think that what they love about Omar Cooper is his physicality. And this team just has such a physical identity. And Kenyon Sadiq, after the show last night, Curtis, you, me, JJ, and Kev, we stuck around and we hung out and we talked ball for a little bit. And that conversation kind of made me think a little bit more about the tight end possibility, that if he is there and say Dylan Thieneman's off, say Monroe Freeling is off, I think that they would really look at Kenyon Sadiq and say, man, the appeal of being able to run 12 and 13 in this run-oriented offense, I think they're really going to be interested in that, and it is going to be hard for them to pass up on a guy with that athletic profile, despite being a little bit of a size outlier. I don't think it would be a bad pick. I have a second-round grade on him, but you know what, man? A lot of times you draft guys with second-round grades that have the developmental upside of being a franchise-altering player, right, and a special athlete at the position. So if I had to guess, Dylan Thieneman, Kenyon Sadiq, and Omar Cooper feel likely, but the offensive tackles loom large, Curtis. I think that Monroe Freeling would be the one that would make them pause just about everything they're doing. If he slips to them, he is that prototypical super high athlete, really long arms, and untapped potential with a really physical profile to him. So I think those are the 4 names that I'm looking at.
Yeah, we have a group chat, me and Bryson. Bryson obviously not here. Good wishes to him. He's in Nashville partying it up. I'm very jealous. He's, I believe, maybe at the Barstool Bar there down on Broadway. So salute to him. But we were texting this morning kind of what our gauge was of who we thought this pick would be. And I tweeted it out. And I actually, I'll show them off here if you can see them. Yeah, you probably can't see them with my but I have duck socks on. I have duck socks on because I think Carolina is gonna get an Oregon duck by the end.
We're going duck hunting tonight. That's what you're feeling.
So I think Thieneman, if he's there, they take him. They don't think twice about it. And I do think if Sadiq's there, they're going to take him. We'll see. They both could be gone by that pick. But I think those 2 are my likely choices of who becomes a Carolina Panther by the end of the night. I think tight end is intriguing for the reasons you mentioned. There is some hesitancy that I've talked about before with they haven't really deployed this massive, tight end output in the past couple seasons under Canales, but have they really had the guy to do it? So that is kind of the big question. Cooper's an interesting one because it seems like he has come on a little bit later in the process here. But man, I mean, it's going to be exciting as we go forward here. Sorry, you can go ahead, and then I
was going to say about Cooper. We talked a little bit last night about KC and his blocking issues and how would that play if they're going to have him on the field, because if you have him on the field in 12 personnel, right, there's only 2 receivers. So you're taking T-Mac or you're taking Jalen Coker off the field in favor of him, which from a dynamic standpoint, it makes a ton of sense. But if you want to stay multiple in your personnel looks and still threaten the run, you lose a pretty decent element of outside blockers or those insert blocks that they like to run in that same system. Hey, real quickly, before we get into this, though, can I have our very first guest of the show come on for a second?
Yes. Can I?
Okay? Hold on. Well, hold on. He's got a really short time span here. Come here,
Max, buddy.
All right. Everybody, I want you to meet my son. This is Maxwell. Maxwell, look right into that green light.
Right. I don't see a green light.
This one right up there at the top. You see it? There you go. Max, I want you to tell everybody a position that you're looking for the Carolina Panthers to draft tonight.
Wide receiver and tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Wide receiver and tight end. So he is a offensive skills player. This is a flag football savant. This dude is, had a touchdown in his first game last week, a 2-point conversion throw, and a 2-point conversion run. So this is my little, Katie would like this. This is little Eli Heidenreich III. This is
I will vouch for Max. I saw him throw the other day in a video on Facebook, and he's got some zip to the ball.
He's got a cannon, dude. He's got a real tight spiral. But yeah, Max just wanted to come on to say hello. It's bedtime for him, but I told him I'd let him come on the show. It's a big night, so I wanted him to come on and see what his dad was up to.
Max, it is good to see you again.
Can you do a keep pounding and then head on to bed, buddy?
Keep pounding.
All right.
Hell
Love you, little
yeah,
buddy.
love it.
Get some good sleep, man. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Peace.
We're not going to beat that the rest of the night.
No, that's the best one. That's the best
Love
one,
it.
and I wanted to give him a little bit of shine here. What were we just getting into? I'm sorry, that's completely threw me off.
We were talking about
Cooper, the blocking
yeah,
and stuff.
Cooper.
I think that Cooper's a little bit more useful in that regard. He still has some work to do it too, but he is a more physically inclined player. And so I think that that's a really interesting dynamic and kind of why I flip-flop back and forth sometimes when I think about those two players particularly.
Keaton asked the best question of the night here, and I'm glad he got to it because we are going to lay the ground rules. So what are the rules for spoiling the picks? I would prefer no one tips the picks to us. I can't control what you guys do in the chat. I don't want to see the picks. I want to be surprised and hear them when they come and are announced by Roger Goodell. So if we could keep that of a spoiling of things, that would be appreciated. Again, I can't control what you do. Once we get closer to Carolina, I'm definitely going to take the chat away from at least me seeing it because I do not want to know what happens. But I would appreciate if we do not tip picks. But it's looking like the Steelers are bringing everyone out right now. So the Raiders potentially are on the clock here shortly. I am curious. Adam Schefter talked about this, Ricky. I don't know if you saw this on the Pat McAfee show, but the biggest thing Aaron Rodgers could do for the Pittsburgh Steelers is come out tonight and announce he's coming back to play with them.
Yeah, that would have some pretty significant.
And they're bringing players out individually, and I'm wondering if that's going to happen.
We have a couple other super chats to get to. And actually, hold on. Very big update here. Wesley Carrier. 7 pounds, 7 ounces. Mama and Parker are healthy and watching the draft in the hospital. Cheers, Wesley. Wonderful news. For the super chats and for baby Parker, Mama, and Wesley. Cheers to y'all, man. What a great occasion.
Cheers, Wesley. Cheers. I'm glad Mom and baby are doing well. I'm curious, what was the length of your baby? I'm just trying to compare it to ours when we had our little
He's
guy.
already trying to see who's got the bigger baby, who's going to be the ladies flag football.
7'7" that's decent, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
Max, the kid that y'all just met, Maxwell, was 1 pound 11 ounces when he was born. 24 weeks, 3 days gestation, and now the kid is a absolute monster. He just ate a grown-up size spaghetti and meatballs for dinner.
And it's official. The Raiders are now on the clock. Obviously, I think that pick is locked in. We have Mendoza sitting at home here. So Raiders get their guy. Let's see if they do anything with him.
Stephen Belkin here with us. Stephen, what'd you decide to go with, man? Did you go with the wings? Guys, deck the F out. Let's go, Stephen. Appreciate you being here.
We tried. Ricky, what's your take? I know you didn't do a Q, and I wanted to ask you about this yesterday.
Yeah.
We just haven't had time. You didn't do a ranking for quarterbacks,
right.
Which is, I get it. But what are your thoughts on Mendoza as a quarterback, the first quarterback going to be taken off the board here?
I like him. I did an evaluation, but I didn't do like a full write-up and stuff like that. For the people that are listening that did read the Carolina draft guide and maybe had that same question, last year we didn't do it because, it didn't seem like we were even in the remote interest of drafting a quarterback. This year I did give it much more consideration as far as like a backup prospect and a late round guy. But we also determined that we would be adding profiles this year if players were selected that we did not get covered in it. And for time allocation, the design of that draft guide, man, I'm just going to tell you something. If you look at the other draft guides by fans and content creators and stuff like that for specific teams, it's not as aesthetic as what we tried to do here. We really wanted it to be a cool piece and individual for Carolina Panthers fans. And that's a big part of what we do here on this show too, is we try to come up with the graphics that are, appealing and draw you in and give you something that you can actually enjoy looking at. And so for me, man, the time allocation just didn't work to put quarterbacks through if I do an evaluation, it's 3 to 5 games, 3-game minimum for a full evaluation. And that takes a lot of time, man, to break down tape for all of those things. So I decided that it probably wasn't worth it for that to get as many as I could on the other positions that are a little bit more premium towards the Carolina Panthers. I think that Mendoza's a really good prospect. I don't think that he's a can't miss prospect. I don't think that he's a franchise caliber prospect right out of the gates. I think as far as development and tools, I think he absolutely has it. I think that as a football player in the intangibles, he absolutely has it. There are questions about the RPO heavy system that he ran at Indiana. I thought that his Cal tape was actually pretty good too, though. I think that he has all the makings of what you want, but I do think that it's going to take some development and that there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for Mendoza. But he's got the goods, man. And so I think that it's a really smart pick. When you're the Raiders and you're in the position that franchise is in, what else are you going to do besides try to hitch your wagon to a franchise quarterback, right? And I mean, he's got all of the things that you look for from the intangibles. And I'm a big fan of that. It's why I was such a big fan of Bryce Young as well.
Yeah, I like Mendoza. I don't like the place he's going. I think the Raiders have been a mess.
Yeah.
I know Kubiak's got that offensive background. I saw someone in the chat. They think he's going to be great for him.
It's nice, man. That Shanahan-derived system
makes
is
me
nice
nervous. So first-time head coach, the Raiders. If you, I don't know if anyone had read the Athletic article about John Gruden and Mark Davis and that whole debacle. The way that organization is run, I don't know if Tom Brady has fully taken reins of that thing, but it sounds like a disaster in Las Vegas. So, I mean, I hope he does well. I do. I think he's a tough SOB. What he showcased in that national championship game and in the playoffs was outstanding. I do think he's going to have a learning curve in the league. This guy's got a Mendoza jersey already. But yeah, I mean, I think I hope he does well for them, but time will tell. Time will tell. It's not as easy as folks think, and we all are a witness to that. You're going to take your lumps along the way.
He does have the Brock Bowers situation that he walks into, and Brock Bowers is a very quarterback-friendly weapon for him. Their offensive line, they're going to retool that too, I think, in this draft. They spent some money in free agency.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, not much, unless they really like the kid that they drafted last year, Dante Thornton, out of Tennessee. I wasn't a true believer. I think there's
you got that other wideout too last year. I actually had him on my fantasy team, I think, for a little bit.
Which the guy out of TCU?
The rookie guy, yeah. Betch,
yeah. That's right.
And the pick is in. There you go.
Pick is in. All right.
So we'll see. Do we have any little chimes or anything? I don't know if we did any.
Yeah, I think so. Don't we? We used to. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Here you go.
Hey-oh. Look at that. Well,
your team is now on the clock.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
All right.
Also, it doesn't just keep doing it. And also, I've got to upload a video real quick. So part of me, if it comes up, we're not going to play it right this second, but I have to upload this video that I made for us. If it comes up, I'm going to take it off the screen real quickly. All right.
And we will have to roll that out here.
Little teaser, man. Just a little teaser. We got something. Look, we love videos here on this podcast, right? We love them. We got the victory video. We got the intro and the outro, which, by the way, one of my favorite things, Curtis, when we had Matt Waldman on the show for Draft Crush, he was vibing to our intro. He was like, I'm just going to tell you now, man, you got the funkiest intro, the funkiest music. Absolutely love it. Second year he said it. And then Katie's in the video, or Katie's in the chat, and she was like, you should see the W video, Matt. And I almost played it. I was like, I might just have to get this thing on here.
Here we go, Goodell.
All right, he's announcing the pick.
Mendoza it is.
All right, there you go. We're going to update a ticker, guys, so that we will have the draft picks scroll across the bottom too in case you don't see it. Once the picks are announced, as Curtis just did, feel free to talk amongst in the chat. If you see the picks early, you can say that you saw the pick, but don't say what the pick is. Do us a favor and try to hold off so that anyone that is not watching but is watching our show doesn't get it spoiled so that everyone can enjoy it in the same way.
So now the Jets, right? The Jets are on the clock.
Yeah.
And I think 3 is where things kind of get a little interesting because there's been some talk about the Cardinals moving back potentially.
So should we play this? Should we play this video real quick and give the 300 people that are already here with us a little?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone wants to see. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
All right, hold on. Let's bring it to the stage.
This is about as good as it gets in the NFL.
Panther Nation, what up? It's Ted Tuttle McMillan, aka Nalo Boy. Man, I'm excited to be a part of this organization. Right there from the Uptown Charlotte. Make sure y'all always keep pounding.
Carolina Panthers twice.
Hell yeah.
There we go. So we can play that throughout the night. Anytime that we need a little pick-me-up, we throw that bad boy on for a minute and a half reprieve. Everyone can see what our first-round pick did last year and get ready for what we have coming this year.
I do want to hit this while folks that have been kind of trickling in here. We are doing a giveaway for the first-round pick of the Panthers. We'll be giving a jersey away. Members of their tap room will automatically get entered 3 times. A super chat of $4.99 or more will get an additional entry. Winner will be picked during the stream tonight. And as we've just heard, no surprise, Mendoza going to the Raiders. Jets are on the clock. Rick, I did want to ask you, as we kind of move along here, this trade question, because it's been, I know you guys kind of featured it in the draft guide of how many times Dan Morgan has kind of moved around in this draft. Do you think, and I think it's obviously indicative of what happens with the draft here, but do you think there's a possibility at all, or if you had to weigh the options, whether they would trade up in the first round or trade back, what do you think is more likely right now at this point? I know it's early.
Yeah. And it's tough to say because you don't know how that board starts falling. Let's say, and Taylor said on her super chat, that if a guy like Caleb Downs, if he starts getting overthought a lot by teams and he slips, and, the Cowboys there at 12, and, the Cowboys probably have some interest in that. Does Dan move all the way up to 11? I think that's a steep price to pay to get all the way up to 11. But Caleb Downs could be worth it to get up in front of him. But on the other end, if they really do like Dylan Thieneman as much as they are purported to like him, right? Do they look at the Ravens at 14 or the Jets at 16 who have the 2 picks, right? Do they look at those 2 teams and say, hey, the cost for moving up there is probably a pick swap in the round 3, round 4 range, maybe a future mid-round or something like that? We got the 2 picks in the 5th. We got that pick from the Minnesota Vikings. Do they tack on a little sweetener and say, let's move up and get our guy instead of having to pivot at the last moment? Because what happens is if you have to pivot at the last moment, and you're looking for like the offensive line or something like that, if your guy goes in front of you, you all of a sudden have to make a decision of, sure, we can take best player available that's on our board still, but the best player available on our board may be much lower than what that guy 2 picks before us was ranked for us. If they are convicted on a player, I don't think that it is past Dan Morgan and Brant Tillis at all to move up and pay a nominal price to get it. I don't see this regime forfeiting the farm to move up.
All right, here go the Jets. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay. Let's see. Let me switch over to my YouTube TV and see it too. That's lagging.
David Bailey.
Wow.
Linebacker, Texas Tech.
All the smoke screen about not going David Bailey, man. They didn't do the 30 visit. If that tells you anything.
What do you need a smoke screen? You have the Raiders in front of you.
Well, maybe they were entertaining. Maybe they were entertaining trade options. Maybe they didn't want to tip their hand, right? Maybe that affects other teams' strategy for the rest of the draft. That is interesting, though. David Bailey was my number 1 ranked edge. I am a fan of David Bailey. I think he comes in and what he does really well. And I think he comes in immediately and is a DPR for sure. It's going to take some time to figure out what he can do outside of that. But getting after the passer, man, that is a premier skill in the NFL. We know that quarterbacks are the most valuable position in the NFL. And this guy's job is to wreck a quarterback's rhythm and his ability to do the things that he wants to do. So I think that's a really good pick for the Jets.
Yeah, I think Jets, I mean, it's pretty damn obvious they're working for the future. I mean, I don't think that's I mean, I'm not breaking any news here with that, but just stack good football players.
Yeah,
I mean,
get good players.
We've been to this point. Stack good football players. Keep building. Don't spend stupid. Don't spend foolishly. And just keep building. If you have the right coaching staff, you can build it.
Z Nature here, he hits it on the head, him and JP. It says draft starts now with the number 3 pick. This is where things get interesting. The Cardinals, you can look at a Jeremiah Love, you can look at a Caleb Downs, you can look at a Sonny Styles, you can look at Arvell Reese, and then you can also look at, do they just get a bookend for their offensive tackles, right? Do they go Francis Maunoa here? Do they look at a Monroe Freeling? Do they look at Spencer Fano? There is a lot of options. Or hell, they go Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson, God forbid, could go this high. There's a lot of things that can happen here starting at this pick. So this is where things get really interesting and we get to start having some fun.
Yeah, I've seen this coach. I've seen reports of just reading articles. I don't like how much involved this coach is, and it seems like he's had a hand in a lot of their picks. I get it, like you're the owner, but it sounds like he's been pushing for Love. We'll see if that becomes a reality here.
There's a good comment here about the Jets having 0 interceptions last season.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? You don't always have to invest in the secondary to change that. You change the pressure on the quarterback. And so that's what they're banking on here with David Bailey, too. That's a good point. Let's get to a couple of these comments real quick, if we can, just about the video. Katie's in here, first of all. Katie, what's up? I don't know if you got to see the video. We'll be playing it throughout the night. I hope you enjoy it as much as
Katie,
you enjoy
I'm glad you got your draft hat. I know it was supposed to come tomorrow, and they were like, damn, the draft's tonight. We better get it to you. So I appreciate NFL Shop for getting it to you in time.
Nick, appreciate you being here. Glad you enjoyed the video. Mom, great video. Love T-Mac. Love that too. Panther Bo approves. That's the approval that I was waiting on. As long as I got Panther Bo, I'm good. And then Keaton, video slaps. Also, what should I order for dinner? Curtis, you already gave me the answer for dinner. Appreciate the super chat, Keaton. That's another entry in for the jersey giveaway. And what we'll do too. So the little guy that y'all just met earlier, Maxwell, I think I talked about this last night on the show. We are looking to see if we can get him up to the #1 spot on his little dance-a-thon fundraiser at school. I can drop the link to that dance-a-thon and donations to that or super chats or anything like that. And I can check the donations. We could put you in the raffle for that helmet. I'm starting to think I'm going to give away the helmet, Curtis. I think I'm going to do it, man. And I just spilled the beans on the memorabilia, didn't I? I didn't even say it. All right, well, to hell with it. We're early in the show, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give some more good news tonight. I have an autographed K1 short, full-size Carolina Panthers helmet that we will give away here tonight as well. So when you enter into this raffle, $10 will get you 1 in the jersey and 1 in the helmet, or you can specify which raffle you want to be involved in, and we will try to keep track.
Do we want to give that away? Well, we could wait until the end, or do we want to do it like halfway and then I'll let you decide that.
Well, I'm thinking that with the jersey pick, maybe what we do, man, how do we handle that? We don't usually do 2 things at one time, do we? Maybe we just take the raffle that everyone's entering in and we just spin it a couple times. Maybe we don't have to do it differently, right?
Yeah, let's not do it differently.
Let's just do it all the same, man. Entries will get you entries into both of them, and we will keep spinning that wheel. Let's just do that. You get an entry for each one, man. To hell with it. It's draft night. Let's have some fun. Santa's glowing behind me, man. We don't need to make this difficult. We don't need to make the people work. Let's give them what they want.
I'll tell you what, I do want to shout out Pittsburgh because the setup they got there. I work for a TV station, if you don't know by now, and we had a reporter down here today. Beautiful. Like the way they had this set up with the is it the river? Or I think it's a river down there. I've never been to Pittsburgh, so I don't know. But the river and the city skyline in the back. I know people like to shit on Pittsburgh and the city and their streets. There are potholes everywhere. I've heard. But the setup they did there is. I don't mean to shy away from what we were talking about, but I wanted to shout them out a little bit because it looks like there's a ton of people there. And if you have not been to the draft, I'm going to shout it out. This is the draft app from last year. I've been to 2 already. I really wanted to go to this one because it's only like 5 hours from where I'm at. Go to an NFL draft in your lifetime, damn it. Do it.
So the Cardinals pick is in. We'll wait for the announcement here.
So not a trade.
Not a trade. Cardinals are, but they could pick and they could trade it afterwards too. That's not completely unheard of. I think Eli Manning had himself a little bit of situation like that. You might recall.
What do you think of that? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Did you get Complex Season in there for the giveaway? We got him, right? Yeah.
Complex. Oh, let me see here.
He had the super chat on there.
I'm sorry. I'm so busy.
No, that's good. And hey, if you got in there and we didn't acknowledge it, Complex right here, $4.99. So he's in there.
Not bad.
Gotcha, Complex. You're in there,
You are
dude.
in now. I'm glad you asked.
Carolina Nate's here. How's everyone doing tonight? Nate, tremendous. We are doing tremendous. We are wearing our Sunday's finest, and we are here presenting as if we are.
Here we go, Goodell.
All right. Well, Z Nature says, wow. So he already knows. But we're doing great, Nate. Thanks a lot for asking, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
Jeremiah Love off the board.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all.
Dynamic football player, man. I mean, you want to talk about this class being a weak class, which you'll hear that from every talking head in the world, right? Jeremiah Love is not a weak player. He's not a weak prospect. Jeremiah Love would be a top 10 prospect in just about any draft class that you could put him in. This dude is that good. He is the real deal. What that does, though, is it makes it really interesting for certain other players, right? Because Arvell Reese could have went off the board there. The offensive line run did not start here, which that was a possibility as well. This is also a guy that is going to help whatever their quarterback situation is, right? A great running game, a dynamic pass catcher out of the backfield, which still has room to grow in that regard, honestly. I talked about it in the draft guide. His spin move, holy shit, man. Like, his spin move is devastating. He sets it up so perfectly. It is a tight spin. It is a really, really impressive move.
They're literally showing it on NFL Network right now, right as you're saying
See,
it.
Perfect. That's what we do here. You don't have to watch the big
you
network.
hit that B button on that Xbox controller? Come on now.
Yeah, man. He's a living B button, man. I mean, that's exactly what he is. He's a circle and a B button. Like, that dude is a monster with that move. We got another super chat here. Entry into the giveaway, which he already has 3 because he has the membership next to him. Stephen Belk says 2 of my favorite guys. Where's Bryson? Bryson is out living his best life at a bachelor party. I think he's at like a Morgan Wallen concert or something like that.
He's on Broadway in Nashville.
Broadway in Nashville. Okay. I don't know what that is.
It's like a Morgan Wallen concert.
Okay. There you go. An injury away from Sherilis or Bam Martin Scott starting a fucking game. Curtis, that was his big line from last night. You got a lot of people that love that line, Curtis. That one resonated with the fan base.
That's
Steven,
what happens when I'm 4 or 5 beers deep.
Cheers, Steven. We're going to get him to say a lot of curse words tonight, Steven. Just watch how this one plays out, man.
There was another super chat I believe we missed right before him.
I think it was a new member.
A new member. I'm sorry. New member. Palmetto Panther. I love
Palmetto
that name,
Panther. That's a great name, man. Cheers. South Carolina, North Carolina, one team, right, baby? Hey, we're rocking and rolling right now, man. Like, the vibes are great, and we're on pick 3. We still have 14, 15 picks until we're up, and we already got 375, almost 400 people in here. Super chats are flowing, beer is flowing, tequila's flowing, whiskey's flowing. We're wearing ties and sport coats. This is everything you dream of, man. When you turn on the tube, this is what you're looking for, and you got it all in one-stop shop. Doing a jersey giveaway for our rookie that we draft tonight. That is one of the giveaways. The second giveaway we have going on now is a signed K1 short full-size Carolina Panthers helmet. Your entries get you your super chats get you a entry into each one of those giveaways. No double necessary, no letting us know which thing you want to enter in. You're going to get spun on that wheel multiple times. You know what? We're not even going to spin the wheel. We're going to call that thing the Jeremiah Love. We're going to spin the Jeremiah Love later tonight because that thing is a whirling dervish thing, man. And that's how we'll handle draft night tonight.
Ricky, I wanted to go back. Just we're talking draft here. Your opinion of the Eli Manning, I don't want to go to this team. Where do you fall? I guess I'll go first and I'll let you answer. I thought it was a bitch move by Eli Manning. And I can't remember. There was another, was it Elway who did it too? Someone else did it too.
Way back.
Yeah. I think Elway did it as well. But you come to the NFL, you go to the team that drafts you. That's just my opinion. It's everyone's dream to get drafted by a team. Whether you think that team sucks or not, I think that's just the way it goes. And if it doesn't work out in 3 years, you're getting moved anyway. So I hate that. I thought it was very entitled, which they're a very entitled family. I mean, I just look at what they've, over the last 2 or 3 decades in the NFL, and even with Manning, the next Manning coming up through the through the college ranks now and probably next year's draft. But yeah, man, I hated that. I mean, I obviously was super young when that happened, but like looking back at it now, it's a bitch move to me.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. It is a huge privilege. These guys work their ass off, so it's not like it's just handed to them. They have to do everything in their power to get themselves into these positions. But it is a remarkable privilege to play a professional sport and get paid the amount of money that they do. And unfortunately, man, these franchises that are bad, they're bad because they don't have the elite talent. They're bad because of multiple reasons. But getting a good player is what can help them. And kind of shunning that because you think that you're better than that and you haven't stepped foot on the field, yeah, it rubs me the wrong way. I can understand some of the politics that maybe go into it with owners and previous experiences with management and things like that. But I'm a more firm believer of, hey, you pull yourself up, you got the opportunity. Why don't you lay the groundwork? And then maybe you dictate the terms from there, but prove your worth before you start telling people that you're better than what they can offer you.
I will say this, Titans pick is in. I think Titans, Jeremiah Love should have been the Titans pick. Obviously, he didn't make it there, but I think he could have taken some of the heat off of Cam Ward in Tennessee, which I think needs to happen a little bit. I do think they probably go defense here, but I just wanted to throw that little anecdote in there.
I think that they'll love.
I
think they would love Robert or Arvell Reese. Isn't Robert Saleh over there now at Tennessee?
Yeah,
I think that Arvell Reese
and Dayball.
Yeah, and Dayball at the offensive side. Cheers.
Whoa!
Cheers, Katie.
Whoa! Carnell Tate off the board.
Good pick. Good pick, man. I am a Carnell Tate fan. That is a really good wide receiver, man. Best hands that I've seen on a receiver in some time. Natural hands, dude. I mean, this is a tremendous timing receiver. He's not going to beat you with pure athleticism and speed and a burner. One of the better, more nuanced, complete route runners, can threaten vertical even without that deep speed. The way that Teteroa McMillan can threaten vertical, right? And their 40 times and their 10-yard splits, very similar. You talk about their frames, very similar. I think that is a player that is going to have a very good NFL career. And when you just talked about Cam Ward and what they need to do, Brian Daboll now gets to work with Cam Ward and he's throwing it to Carnell Tate. There are worse things in the world than that duo being the one that you are kind of building. Yeah, man, building your offense with those two cornerstones, that is a pretty significant move. And I think that it's a smart one. And it's also Robert Saleh showing that, hey, just because I'm a defensive coach, I'm not going to come in here and just throw my weight and say that that's what I'm going to do. That's them saying, we're going to build this team with the best players. And they had him ranked higher on their board. I think that's a pretty good move, man. I like that. But yeah, Arvell Reese is sitting there, which means Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs are still there. And a
Giants
team that might
pick of the litter.
A team that might have been eyeing one of those two, thinking that Arvell was gone. Arvell could be there. And then how does that affect things? The Commanders are a team I think of, Curtis. The Commanders we knew were linked to Jeremiah Love. That everyone thought that was kind of like the ceiling for him was 7. But then they've also been tied to Sonny Styles. What if Sonny Styles goes 5 here to the Giants? Or does Jordan Tyson go here? And you have this run on receivers that makes the Carolina Panthers extremely valuable at 19 because the wide receiver is going to start thinning out. And everybody talks about how it's top heavy in a lot of these positions. This is a really interesting start to this draft. Really interesting start, man. I'm enjoying this.
I do have a bet involved with the top 10 pick. I don't know if I want to say it because I don't want to jinx it. But there is a guy I want to go at a certain spot that would make me a decent amount of money. So I'm hoping it happens.
Okay. Now I'm interested.
There's your tease. I'll wait a little bit because it could get burned here in a couple of picks.
Look at the highlights. I just switched over. Look at the highlights from Carnell Tate, though, man. This dude is great. And I said it in the draft guide. It was one of my favorite analogies or euphemisms that I included in there. What he does, and I was talking about this, he doesn't win with the immediate speed. He doesn't win with the burst. Not even necessarily with his release off the line. What he does is he's such a patient route runner and such a nuanced and smart route runner. He makes the defender be wrong first. And it reminds me of arguing with your spouse when you're right about whatever it is, right? Like you have the ground to stand on first. But in the conversation, somehow it gets flipped on your ear and all of a sudden you're in trouble. That's a defender. You could have the leverage. You could do all the right things. You could guard him well and press. But Carnell Tate makes you wrong first, and then he makes you pay for it. That is arguing with your spouse. If you've ever had that situation, That is how Carnell Tate runs routes and beats defenders. And it is a thing of beauty. I always know that when I get hoodwinked like that, I look back on that argument 10 minutes later and I'm like, man, I had everything going for me. I was in the green there. I should have won that. And instead, here I am mopping the floor and saying I'm sorry. Like my honey-do list increased by 10 points.
I appreciate Tennessee going to get a guy for Cam Ward. It reminds me of what Carolina did last year. They had some guys on there defensively that I'm sure Saleh probably really liked, but they go out and get a weapon for Ward, who's, it's his second year. It's very similar to the Bryce, what Carolina did. Everyone thought they'd go defense with Carolina at that edge spot. And here comes Dan Morgan and gets the offensive rookie there. So hats off to Tennessee. I think that's a great pick for them. And get down your number one lockdown wide receiver probably for the next decade or so. So I think that's a great pick. And looks like the Giants pick is in. They're doing a little commercial. You always feel like Carolina, and at least for me, and I'm sure you feel this way, every time Carolina has a pick, they go to a commercial break. It's like clockwork. Ricky, you're on mute.
The Chiefs just moved up to 6.
It sounds like
Browns and Chiefs traded. Oh,
yes, they have. They're on the.
Well, so here's what's really interesting. We don't know what the Giants did at 5, which means that the Chiefs had.
But the league does, because once they make a pick, it gets to everyone. Yep. So
wow.
So wait, let's do a little predicting here. Who do we think the Giants take, and then who do you think the Chiefs get here? Because we can kind of look.
Well, if the Giants take Jordan Tyson, then I'm really intrigued on what the Chiefs are doing. Are they moving up for a guy like Caleb Downs, possibly? Or are they moving up for Arvell Reese? But if the Giants take Arvell Reese, the thought of Jordan Tyson playing with Patrick Mahomes is drool-worthy. That is a really fun pairing. You talk about an offensive coach being able to get the most out of Jordan Tyson. Andy Reid ain't a bad place to land. For an uber-talented guy, that is not a bad place to land. So I am very interested in that. I can't wait to see how this one unfolds.
Yeah, because if the Giants don't take Reese and Kansas City go and gets Reese, I could see them doing that, dude.
Man, this is great. The Giants do have just a lot of options here, though.
Is Downs go that early? At 5 or 6?
He could. I mean, but
Kansas City's looking for a replacement too at safety. I don't know if they move up for a guy who's coming off of an injury, but do the Giants go that way too? But the Kansas City is looking. I mean, they just lost one of the guy we loved.
Tyson has been linked to the Giants a lot lately.
Yeah.
That has been a lot of smoke.
Can they get him at 10? You don't think they can get him at 10? You think the Saints get him maybe at 10?
Yeah, I think that. Well, with Carnell Tate off the board, I think it changes things dramatically. Because I think that if you had Arvell Reese and then Sonny Styles go, and all of a sudden you're looking at the Saints who are saying, okay, well, look, we'll have Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon fall to us, like one of those three. At this point now, if 2 of those receivers are gone and the Chiefs just traded up, that's a dynamic shift in the way that these teams are approaching this. And that's the wild nature of it. So here's the trade from Z Nature. Z Nature, first of all, thank you. This is awesome that you are providing this context for us. The trade was 6 for 9, 74, and 148. So to move up 3 picks in the first round, which is obviously a top 10, they are gaining a 3rd round pick and a early 5th, I believe 148 is.
6th.
Say what?
It's a 5th or 6th pick.
I think it's an early 5th. I think.
Here we go. Giant Goodell's coming up right now. I mean, you think there was a run here? They went Tate, and now you think it's Tyson.
I think seeing Carnell Tate put a little fear of God in some of these teams with the wide receivers, because these mock drafts, man, have been all over the place with some of these receivers. I mean, Jordan Tyson's falling into the 20s.
And Tyson's come on late. It's been like the last week.
Well, because he did his pro day and he showed that he was healthy enough to do it, and everyone's like, well, look, if he's healthy, we love it. You love the skill of Jordan Tyson. That's not necessarily the problem. For me, the problem is consistency, first of all, but it's also the availability. And if he shows that he's available and they think that the medicals weren't alarming to him, then that's very interesting. All right. Is it on? I'm still behind.
Yeah, he's talking right now.
I'm gonna watch this one live, I think.
I don't know why I'm nervous already. I'm like, I want to know who this guy
Well,
is.
it's such a volatile moment in the draft, and this 8-minute clock really is speeding things up, man. We're gonna have our pick a lot quicker than I thought. I guess I could turn my volume on a little bit and hear this guy.
Reese.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I won't say it out loud if you haven't heard it yet, Ricky.
No, I heard it. No, I heard it. I just said it too.
All right.
Wow.
My bet is still alive, guys. It is still alive.
I think what's happening is I'm freezing every time I move over to YouTube TV. Because Keaton said that I froze.
You froze yesterday a bit too.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think that's it. You listen in. It's fine. You're good. You're good. Everyone can look at your frozen face for a little bit.
Hey, at least I have a tie on. It's better.
Arvell Reese, that seems like a giant pick.
Man, but that's an interesting pick. They are stacked with pass rushers. I mean, they are loaded with pass rushers.
They just lost a big dude in the middle. I mean, he was taking up doubles and double teams all day long on that D line for them.
Well, so does this mean that they're going to play Arvell off ball a little bit more, maybe?
That's been a question. We talked about that last night.
I evaluated him as an off ball backer. I think that's where you get the most out of him. A lot of people compare him to Micah Parsons. I think that he's a more instinctual, better off ball backer than what Micah proved to be. I think he's got more coverage chops as well. That's really interesting. So now we're going to the Chiefs instead of the Browns at 6. So what do the Chiefs do here with Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemon there? This is way too early for Kenyon Sadiq, right?
Reuben Bain, maybe?
Reuben Bain is a fun one.
I think that's a fun – I think Chiefs want to go defense here. I know everyone wants to go for a weapon, but
this is way too early for Kenyon Sadiq, right?
Oh, yeah. No way.
But, man, that
would shock the hell out of me.
But don't you think Kenyon Sadiq is such a Chiefs kind of player too, though?
Not at 6, though.
I don't know, man. Andy Reid is a lunatic.
I just think the Chiefs – I know Patrick Mahomes is special. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. But when the Chiefs are making good runs, their defense is locked.
Yeah.
Locked and loaded. I think this is a defensive pick.
Well, they just traded McDuffie. Is this a Mansour Delaney out of LSU? Do they get a shutdown corner here?
Corner?
That's possible, right? Or do they like Caleb Downs?
Yeah.
Caleb Downs is a player I could see them having some interest in. We talked about it last night.
Why am I escaping? What's the safety they lost in the trade? They lost the safety to the Rams. Why are a guy we talk about him all the time?
McDuffie.
We loved him. Yes. So they lose the safety this offseason, which, by the way, Ricky, massive Trent McDuffie fan.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about him a bunch last year.
Yep. I'm drawing a blank, but I'm also filling in this banner right now. Oh, listen. They're going to use him uniquely and use him in a bunch of different ways. So they don't view him as strictly an edge rusher. So the Giants will use Arvell Reese a little bit off ball. They'll use him as a stand-up pressure, probably interior. They're going to use him in a myriad of ways, and that's going to be dangerous, man.
And this Chiefs pick. Oh, woo! Come on, baby. I want to see it. So the Chiefs again. Wow. Let's go back. We have the trade. I want to revisit. Z Nature had the terms of the trade, if we can find that. So here it is. It's up on the screen. So the Chiefs get the 6th pick. Browns get the 9th overall pick, a 3rd round pick at 74, and a 5th rounder. The Cleveland Browns get a 9th, the 3rd rounder, and then a 5th rounder just to move back 3 spots. Pick is in. I mean, I just think defense is the move here for them. I do. Rappaport is talking maybe offensive tackle here.
So hold on. Everyone's saying the Chiefs pick is in. They're all saying, wow, everyone's surprised about the Chiefs pick. And then they're also saying that Washington's pick is in as well. So it is about to be rapid fire here. B Page says, Ricky, you will like KC's pick. Oh.
Here we go. Goodell.
All right, I'm listening in. Hold on, everybody. Hold tight. Hold tight. There you go. There you go.
Ricky.
Yeah, there you go.
Ricky predicted it. Hey.
There you go.
Cheers to that.
Here we
Cheers to
go.
that, sir.
And we're off.
Shit.
And we're off.
We're off. Suits and all, we're off.
How about that?
Secondary
Great
help.
pick.
I don't knock that, man.
Great pick, man. That's
Guys,
a wonderful pick.
Guys,
It
my
makes
bet,
a ton of sense, man.
my
it
bet
makes-
is still alive.
All right, now I need to know your bet. I think we're getting close enough that you can say it.
Not yet. Not yet.
All Fella's still a little bit nervous. All right, so 6 we have. Let me update this.
For all this talk about the Saints moving up, is the guy they want just falling to them? Is that what they're going to get out of this? Because there was a lot of smoke these last couple of days that the Saints were going to move up to get their guy. I'll tell you what, I liked what the NFL did last. I don't know what they did last year, where they did the mirror, where the guy would put the hat on when Bryce Young got drafted, where he puts a hat on and the camera's in the mirror.
Yep.
I love that. Oh, they
Yep.
do that. There you go. Sorry, y'all. I'm late to the party on this one.
All right, Commander's pick is in. Got a little bit of accolades here, a little hand clapping for us. Good job, Ricky. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Jared wants in on the fun. It looks
Yes,
like.
Jared, I was about to send it to you. I had just literally pulled up the link. I'm gonna send it to you now, man. If I freeze again, it's because I'm doing something different. Hold on.
Yeah, it's all right. So corner for the Chiefs at 6. You surprised, Ricky, that he goes that early at 6, or is that not early?
For Mansour?
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. I think that he is you look at what he did last year and what he did at Virginia Tech beforehand. This is a really good football player and a tremendous zone player. He's got zone and man capability. You could even kick him inside, honestly. I think that he's one of those chess piece type of defensive backs. I think it's a really smart move for them. And also, what Spags does, he needs to have a shutdown side of that field. And I think that that's what he's envisioning, is that he can do what McDuffie did for them. McDuffie was a match type of corner. He can play with whatever corner or whatever weapon they want to line him up on. Mansour's not an overly physical guy, but he's a pretty sound tackler. Really oily hips, really good in transition. I think that his athletic profile that he showed with his testing, I think helped a whole lot too, because he had that long speed that was questioned, and he ran a sub 4.40, and I think that opened a lot of eyes about what he can do and maybe what he wasn't asked to do sometimes in college.
Yeah, just heads up, Jason, I see. Please do not tip picks. I do not want to know the picks. I don't want to know the position of the picks. I know you're on Twitter, so you can't see YouTube, but please do not tip the picks to us, or I just will not look at our chat at all, and Ricky can look at it. But yeah, we don't want to know the picks. We want to be surprised in real time. I know people are joining in here late, so you might not have heard this the first time around, but I do not want to know the picks or the position of the pick. So I appreciate
But you can say pick is in if you want to. Like, that's not going to bother anybody, and it'll let us know that we need to be on the look for it, Jason. So there, no harm, no foul there.
But while we have more people coming in here, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know almost every Panthers content creator out there right now is doing a live stream. I get it. It's the thing to do. But 400 and almost 45 people chose us tonight, and I want to thank you guys for that. And we are doing a couple giveaways, so thank you guys for coming in here tonight. We got the rookie jersey giveaway. We will be drawing. We also have a full size. This isn't I thought it was a mini at first, Ricky. This is a full. I don't even own a full size helmet of the Panthers. This is a full size helmet, Carolina Panthers helmet with a signature by KK Short. that we will be giving away. So 2 giveaways. You either are a member of our tap room, you automatically get 3 selections. It's $3.99. Or you'd give us $4.99 in a super chat, and that will give you an extra entry into tonight's drawing. But wherever you put in for the super chat, it'll get you entries for both. So Here we go. Commander's pick. Lynn Swan and Bettis are up there. Have you noticed Washington over these last couple of years is slowly reverting back to their old stuff?
Yeah, the design and everything.
They're trying to get as close as possible to it, like every year, very subtly.
Yep. All right, so I've got it, I think, situated here. All right, tell me if I freeze for a second. Hold on, okay? Because I'm going to pull up a different browser and tell me if I freeze. Am I still talking? Am I still moving and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Oh,
Sonny
wow. Sonny Styles.
That's a Dan Quinn pick right there.
It sure is.
Yeah,
that's a great pick, man. Great pick.
Oh, man, that was my draft crush.
Yep.
I know Carolina couldn't get him. That was my favorite player in this draft.
Phenomenal football player, man. That is a wonderful, wonderful pick. All right, so that's 7, right?
That is 7. We're picks 7 with the NFC South foe, New Orleans Saints on the clock, with Cleveland after them in the trade back. So this is where it gets interesting. Yeah. Damn.
All right. I think I got this updated. Y'all bear with me too on this update. You know how hard it is to try to think of thoughts and continue a conversation while writing down pics of your hearing in your headphones? Like, Curtis, I don't know how you do it. You're a newsman, so you get this.
Multitasking, baby.
It is difficult, man. It is a lot. Yeah, Sonny Styles, what a pick,
Hell of
man.
a football player.
Damn, he's good.
I mean, who do they got? I don't know a ton about.
Look at Katie. Please God, do not let Tyson go to New Orleans, or I will throw up. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's my
Carolina. Nate agrees. Likes the Sonny Styles pick. Absolutely.
So they got Odafe Owe.
Panther, bro. I can't think thoughts either. I hear you, bro.
They got your guy Odafe Owe over there in Washington in free agency.
Yep.
They got Chase on.
Yep.
They got a Panthers defense here. They got Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, they retooled
now
that.
You add Sonny Styles to the mix. Man.
They retooled that pass rush in a pretty serious way.
The biggest thing, though, for that team is getting the quarterback stay healthy. Jaden Daniels. I mean, that's the biggest thing for this team. And that was the biggest thing when they went out and got Robert Griffin III many, many years ago and Kirk Cousins in that same draft. So that, I think, is the biggest thing. I don't know what Washington's line is. I would have almost considered that I'm trying to think what they got. They got Laramie Tunzel, Chris Paul, Nick Allegretti, Sam Cosmi, and Josh Connerly.
Yeah, the tackle out of Oregon last year that I actually like, and I think that he's going to be better this year. So honestly, their offensive line isn't in terrible position. So it makes sense there to go with that. Look, when you're at this point too, and a prime prospect falls to you right there that maybe you thought could have went as high as 4, 5, 6 in front of you, I think you do the smart thing and you take the best football player that's left on the board. And for my money, that's Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is my number 1 player. I think that is exactly what you saw here, is them taking the best player that was available. We got Tiger from Pennsylvania. Says, got a feeling the run for offensive linemen are about to happen here soon. Watch for the Lions to move up for Francis Maunoa if he falls past Cleveland. Cleveland has to be feeling pretty decent right now because they could have, a lot of us thought that Monroe Freeling was a really smart pick there for Cleveland and maybe even Francis Maunoa, but you didn't know that they would last to that point because maybe a team like the Cardinals would have snuck up there, or maybe even the Titans would have invested in the offensive line. Those guys falling now, and the Browns still having seemingly those guys in their cusp and trading down and picking up an extra 3rd and an extra 5th in this draft, it is really interesting to see what they're going to do with that pick there. If we go quiet, it's because we're listening to the draft. So I hope.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is live. We got 6 hours of this.
Yeah,
There's gonna be
I'm
some
trying to
crickets here every now and then.
trying to make sure I keep up with it. Let's talk a tiny bit about Sonny Styles real quick. Can we do that? Because I do think that we all know how much we enjoyed him. This is a first-team All-American in 2025. These are my notes for him. Frame, legit speed and explosion from a rare archetype, similar to how Gary and Wyatt created Lisa in the 1985 classic Weird Science. Styles possesses nearly everything one could see for a dream linebacker prospect. Fluid hips, smooth transitions, comfortable in space thanks to safety background, can carry vertical routes and mirror tight ends and backs. Super low missed tackle rate. He's a controlled, balanced finisher who uses his length to expand his tackle radius. Stack and shed ability, plays through contact. Outstanding play recognition and eye discipline. Limited experience as a full-time linebacker could show at times with slight delays in his run fits. Showed flashes and he holds the tools, but he's unrefined as a pass rusher because he wasn't often asked. His frame can contribute to slightly elevated pad level at times. So even the negatives that I have on Sonny Styles are wildly coachable negatives that you can improve upon. This dude has all of the tools. You know, he was compared to Luke Kuechly by a lot of people in this pre-draft process. And the reasoning for it is obvious, man. When you watch the things that he can do athletically and where he can get to and the angles that he's able to manipulate, freak athlete, dude. Tremendous football player. Washington's going to be a fun team, man. That is a fun team that dealt with some injury rash last year. They're healthy. They're competitive, man.
Yeah, Dan Quinn, I know they took a step back last year, but when you don't have your QB healthy and you're rolling with guys escaping me that I'm not a big fan of, honestly.
Who are you talking about now?
Their quarterback that played most of last year.
Jaden Daniels?
No, their backup.
Marcus Mariota?
Yeah, Mariota. When you got a guy like that playing for most of the year, so it was kind of just like it was almost like a punt of a season for them because, you know, they came in with Jaden Daniels, go all the way to the NFC Championship. No one saw that coming. It was very similar to how the quarterback. Why am I just like forgetting people right now? When they got the rookie many years ago, Ricky, the quarterback, the guy who got hurt.
Robert Griffin.
Yes, RG3. Very similar to that. They get RG3. They went to the wild card round, and then he got hurt in that game. The rest is history. They were terrible after that because he got hurt and he couldn't come back healthy. Jaden Daniels, they go to the NFC Championship, have a wild run the first year. He looked better than Caleb Williams did. And everyone was thinking about that pick. Like, who's the better quarterback? Did the Chicago mess that up? And then he gets hurt and he can't stay on the field.
Yep.
So if he can stay healthy, this it's an exciting team. It is. I agree with you. I think it's a great pick. And it's a Dan Quinn pick, and that'll bolster this defense.
We have a super chat from our pal Will Robinson.
Cheers to you, sir.
I am the Kenyan Sadiq train conductor, but I wouldn't be mad if we took the offensive line, wide receiver, interior defensive line. Keep pounding. Hey, Will, cheers. You just got entered into the giveaway for a jersey of whoever the Carolina Panthers picked tonight in round 1, and also a giveaway, as you will see in the updated banner below, a signed KK Short full-size Carolina Panthers football helmet. You are entered into both of those. Any of our members, you are automatically entered 3 times into both of those. So join a membership, guys. Get in here, get those 3 picks. Tip $5, tip $10.
All right, here we go. Saints pick is in. Goodell's going to the podium. Here we go. I have a feeling I'm going to be heartbroken here. God, what some ugly colors. Look at this guy. He's pulling out of the... Is that a grocery bag? No. You're on mute.
This is from Snake River Farms. This is a cooler bag.
Here
And
we
it
go.
says...
Fucking A.
Oh, man.
That was
Hey,
my bet.
did you hear
That was
Goodell?
my bet. I just lost my fucking bet on these pieces.
Did you hear Goodell call them the New Orleans Slanks?
Yeah. So my bet was Jordan Tyson goes to the Giants at 10. I bet $50. I would have won 800.
Oof. Tough breaks, man.
Those
Tough
fucking
breaks.
New Orleans.
Hey, remember I said I was going to tell you guys what I opened up out of that goodie bag that you just saw there? That was a Snake River Farms refrigerator bag, by the way. If you order terrific meat from Snake River Farms, the best purveyor of like Wagyu and prime meat in America, they give you those things for free because your stuff comes with dry ice. I have now, this is a Burial ultra fine hell style lager. And the reason I got this, Curtis, this is particular now. Now that all my draft work is done, right? And you guys know, we've talked about this on the show, weighed on me. I was locked away. I was basically like a, like the hideous hunchback that was up in the top of the bell tower. No one saw me for like 6 months. But the thing that it says on this can, it says, so that we may be free from the weight, because we are free. After the picks, we are free. And we get to talk about ball. We don't have to talk about who do we like more? Who's better? Are we picking the right thing? Nah. We get to look at the football players on the Carolina Panthers team, and we get to talk ball. Free from the weight. And here's the sound that you'll hear when you see me at my happiest.
Love it.
Thing of beauty, ain't it?
We need that. We need that as a sound
effect. Yeah, I like that. That's a good
What
idea.
is Mike Jackson's Twitter handle? Does he got one?
Mike Jack? I believe he does. Sure.
Chat. Does Mike Jack have a Twitter, and what is it? Someone help me out here.
Chat, have you noticed anything right now? Curtis has shifted from being the newsman finding everything to being the whiskey man who is yelling at the chat and saying, chat, help, chat, help. And we are
I'm
only
trying
on
to tweet
pick 9.
something before. Come on, y'all. You got to help me out here.
All right, hold on. So wait, that was the Saints take Jordan Tyson. Let's update the ticker. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver.
He's got to have a Twitter. Is it M? Oh, there it is.
Man, Lewis
Team
Riddick is
Jackson
just
28.
absolutely waxing poetic right now about Jordan
Are you
Tyson.
watching ESPN?
Yes.
Really? You like them over
Who's on NFL Network?
Daniel Jeremiah? I like him over anyone on
I like
ESPN.
DJ. I just kind of went to the first thing that popped up on YouTube TV because I'm only listening.
But I'm kind of glad you're listening because we can get both perspectives.
We get different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
All
All right. So 9 is the Browns, correct?
Did Jared ever get in here? What's up with that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I sent him the link, though. 9 Browns. So they are on the clock, correct? Or the pick is in, but they have not announced their pick yet. All right, let's hear Jordan talk for a second. I'm going to listen.
I will tell you what, while we're kind of listening to this,
Good for him, man.
Travis Hunter last year when I was at the draft, one of the coolest dudes.
That's awesome.
So low key, was having fun. He was dancing on stage, just straight up vibing in Green Bay. Just so relaxed, and a team traded up for him. So I get why he was relaxed. Pink suit on, but one of the coolest guys. We're trying to get the crowd into it. So I know a lot of people want to harp.
Wonderful message there from Jordan Tyson about when life is hard, keep going, don't give up. That is wonderful. I do appreciate it. Katie says, please do not update the ticker. Hey, Katie, just for you, I'm going to let this giveaway banner run for a little bit longer so that we can hide that from you. I'll wait until another pick or so that it's buried a couple picks back. How about that, Katie? Just for you. Panther Bo gives you Team Jackson 28. He gave you the at name for you there. You got the handle.
Yes, I got it. I just tweeted out. Go check our Twitter.
Jared says he's waiting a couple picks and then he'll come in. No worries. And we discussed this earlier, man. We might open it up for any of our regulars or fans that enjoy being part of the show and chatting regularly with us. If you want to pop up here, tonight might be the night to take advantage of that opportunity. Yeah. You want to come up here and talk about the draft, by all means. Shoot us a message in the chat and say you want to come up, and we'll shoot you a link to the studio.
Katie, I like the chat. That could be fun. Carter's not allowed.
Carter's going to come on and talk about Iowa. Hey Carter, if you didn't see the draft last night that we did draft Logan Jones, man. I hope you're happy
and
about
I
that
still
one.
haven't got anything on him. Oh, here we go. Brown's picking.
All right, Browns pick is in. Let's hear it.
Fano.
Wow.
All right.
That's a
Rick,
good
one
pick,
of Ricky's
man.
guys.
That's a good
One of
pick.
Ricky's guys. Look at that, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a good pick, dude. That's
Good
a good
Lord,
football
that is
player.
a specimen.
That's a good football player, man.
That is a Browns pick, though.
He can, I mean, dude, you have this safety net with Spencer Fano where I think he can play right tackle. I think he can play left tackle. The first thing that stands out about Spencer Fano, he is a tone setter in his approach to the position. He's a physical player. When that Utah offense needed a yard or two in dire situations, it was always run to the right side. Spencer Fano was tremendous, wicked athlete. I mean, wicked athlete. The quickness in which he gets to his sets is phenomenal. His kick sets are some of the quickest, most precise athletic maneuver you will see from an offensive lineman. If he kicks inside and he reduces down into a guard or a center position at the next level, he is going to be an all-pro at that. I think that he could be really good outside as well, but the arm length is going to be a question for him. The offense that they ran in Utah is also something that's a little bit, not gimmicky is the wrong word, but what they asked him to do was very specific. And so there is a little bit of translation questions when it comes to the NFL. But Spencer Fano, man, super cerebral, super smart, very athletic, and a tone setter, man. He is a physical dude, and I think that that's a really good pick for the Browns as well.
Yeah, I mean, their big question is who's going to be their quarterback. Oh, they're moving quick here. Giants pick is in.
Panther Bo says he might join us after his appearance on the Shaked Bartal show. Good stuff. I dig it, Panther Bo. Enjoy your spot over there, brother.
Is this Caleb?
Wow.
Whoa,
So Caleb Downs is all right. Hey, look, Caleb Downs is at 11. Do you remember at the beginning of the show, Curtis? I said, what happens if Caleb Downs falls to 11, knowing that the Cowboys probably have interest at 12? Do the Panthers have any kind of crazy grade on Caleb Downs where they could look at this and say, hey, guys, why don't we go get Caleb Downs?
I'll tell you why. Because Steeneman is right there. Dallas, if I had to predict, Dallas will go Downs here. And Dallas was a very likely spot for
Well,
Thieneman.
We're at 11 right now, right?
Miami's not going to take Downs, I don't think. I think they go wide receiver, honestly. Who's their quarterback? Malik Willis. Who is Malik Willis going to throw to right now?
Don't they still have the tight end, the guy that they had playing for him last year that did really well at the end?
Delaney Walker?
Yeah. No. Was it Delaney Walker?
Not Delaney Walker.
No.
The guy who retired and came back.
Well, Darren Waller, they had him, but they had somebody else as well. Dallas is traded up to 11.
They're going down. They're going Downs. But I will say this about Dallas.
Dallas was talking about a receiver. But
did you just see that? Why am I blanking on like every player tonight?
George Pickens signed his pay. But he signed it because he can now be traded. You can't trade a player that's not under contract. Signing that franchise tender,
who wide receiver? Who do you think they'd go at? I think this is going to be
Mekhi Lemon. Mekhi Lemon.
Oh, were they behind the Rams?
Yeah.
Or they were worried the Rams would move up.
They were worried the Rams move up and get him because the Rams were linked to Mekhi Lemon heavy. And now, do the Rams look at Kenyon Sadiq? You know how much the Rams love using tight ends?
Yeah. So does Baltimore.
Oh, man.
Baltimore and the Rams are like.
Oh, wait a second. Dallas kept 12? Wait, did Dallas keep 12?
No.
Dallas going back to back. Everyone's saying they're going back to back. I think they kept 12.
No, right now it says Dallas is next and then Miami and then the Rams.
Okay.
I will say this, though, on Thieneman, and I pointed this out because I saw one of the national guys pointed this out, that the DC for Oregon was the DC at Alabama with the defensive coordinator now of Dallas. And the DC for Oregon spoke very highly to all teams about the Thieneman. And now the DC at Dallas has a very strong tie to that coach. So there is if Downs was off the board, I thought Thieneman was a possibility for Dallas at 12.
Yeah.
I know there has been the wide receiver thing lately. I think they go Downs. I do. I could be dead wrong. Maybe they're going Lemon because they wanted to hop the Rams. You might be right on that, but
I mean, the talk lately has been about them being linked to
here's
wide
the
receiver.
trade, or here's the trade pick. So they
Dolphins get 12, 177, 180. Yeah, minimal value. See, again, I think that's the kind of trade that makes sense. Yeah.
But it's only a pick.
But they did that because there was a specific player that they wanted to get.
Yeah.
And they didn't want the team behind them.
So you think it's wide out, and I think, and I'm thinking safety?
I mean, Caleb Downs. So who's at 12? It was Miami was 11. So maybe they didn't want Miami to take Downs. I think they're going to get Mekhi Lemon. I think they're going to get Mekhi. Because you know what, though?
But Dallas they cannot handle a talented player on their team. It makes no fucking sense to me.
Couldn't the Rams have done what Dallas just did too, though, with Miami and said, "Hey, look, we'll give you pick 156."
And this is their window. I mean, Stafford ain't playing forever.
Man, this is interesting.
Yeah, I kind of hope they screw the Rams. I don't like the Rams after this last season.
You know what I really hope happens here? What I really hope happens here is that the Dallas Cowboys draft Keldrick Falk.
That would be epic, dude.
I hope they traded up to draft Keldrick Falk, man.
That would be that is Jerry Jones is the guy who throws every mock out the window and go and get it.
Wait. Ruben Bain.
No one's taking him.
Ruben Bain.
That's a question we should talk about. If Ruben Bain continues to slip, Dan Morgan might run that pick in.
Does Dallas come for Ruben Bain?
Ricky has to answer that question. Ruben Bain continues to slip. Does Dan Morgan run that card in if he's there? Now, I know that's a very hypothetical, but I didn't think he'd be here at this point.
Yeah, I think that if Ruben Bain's there at 19, I think you pick him. But I also think that this makes a ton of sense for Jerry Jones, who is looking for pass rush, to pair him with Donovan Ezeraku and have that inside-outside versatility as far as being able to reduce down on the NASCAR
Williams. Yeah.
And then at 20, they're sitting there looking and saying, hey, so if Carolina goes Thieneman and Kenyon Sadiq is there,
we got to talk about this.
Go get a weapon.
This is the common thing about him. There are outliers to this. I think he's an outlier to this. Ricky, you've done more research than me. I'm just going off of a few things I've seen from him.
Yeah.
You think he's an outlier to the T-Rex arms? He's got too short of arms.
He's going to have struggles with it at times. The same way that and Tiger from Pennsylvania brings up Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham has struggles with it at times. But you know what both of those guys do at a extremely high level? They play into the chest of their offensive linemen that are in front of them, and the strength that both of them exhibit and the violent nature in which they use their hands. If you can win that leverage battle, which they can with their quickness off of the line, Ruben Bain does have bend, regardless of what people say. He does have the ability to bend, especially for a guy as stout as him. Is it elite bend? Is it the same as Arvell Reese? Is he Gumby? No, he's not. But, you know, I said this in the draft guide, T-Rex arms. Sure, he's got T-Rex arms. T-Rex was a bad motherfucker, man. And if you've got a guy like Ruben Bain that has proven to be the disruptor that he is, I don't think that this is a limiting factor for him having success in the NFL. I just think that he wins in ways that are unconventional, and that sometimes can scare people. But you talk about burst, get off strength. This dude has it, and he has a bag of moves. His cross chop is lethal. I think that he's an absolute tremendous pick. And if you are replacing, as Wesley Carrier says here, Jerry Jones' voice, Micah Parsons, who? Yeah, if that's what you're looking for here, Ruben Bain, I can't wait to play. If they do draft Keldrick Falk, though, I'm just letting you know that I have the Jerry Jones video loaded up where he's talking to the reporter.
Here we go.
Am I an idiot? Well, do you think I'm an idiot? Here we go. Let's go. T-Rex, King of the Dinosaurs.
I just want to tell you guys, I fucking love the draft.
So much fun.
The whiskey could be talking right now.
All right, what do we got here? Caleb Downs. Yep. Yep. Maybe one of the last
Ruben Bain is available at 12?
Yeah.
No one had that.
Does he
Don't give me that. No one had that.
Does he go to Miami here?
Maybe. He doesn't go past Baltimore, I don't think. And I don't care who. I don't care who they want.
What this does for ramifications for our Carolina Panthers, let's talk about that for a second. Because what this does now is it makes Dylan Thieneman the premier safety left on the board. And when you look at some of these teams, you can look and you can say, is a team like Minnesota going to be the kind of blockade to us having Dylan land in our lap?
Yeah.
Now that Downs is gone, this is the time where teams can look and say, if we want the safety.
I'm glad it's down slipped.
Right.
A little bit.
He slipped a bit, man, and that helps. And Mekhi Lemon is still on the board. This Miami team has a interesting decision to make. Do they go
Lemon
offensive
and then
line?
Sadiq?
Could be Lemon here. It could
Lemon
be Lemon
and then
here.
Sadiq. Lemon to the Dolphins, Sadiq to the Rams.
Or is it introverted because they've had some success with the smaller tight end, the pass catching tight end in Miami recently? Now they've got a whole new system though. It's not Mike McDaniels anymore. It's not Tua Tagovailoa. They're recalibrating their offense. So do we see a switch fundamentally here with this pick? I think Ruben Bain still makes sense. Get the Miami player from Miami and draft him to Miami. Disruptive player. Their defense needs help, man.
All right, we'll go back to the ticker. I had the jersey thing up. I'll try to switch back and forth. Hey, I want to thank you all. We got 580 plus in here. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm gonna mention this throughout. Don't tip the picks to us. I don't want hints of picks. I don't want to know who was right, who was wrong. I just want to be surprised when the pick is made. I know people are popping in and out, so I'll mention that from time to time. We would appreciate it. But Dallas, I thought Dallas would be Jerry Jones. Stayed patient. Not one of his strong suits. Let's be real with that. I think this is a good pick for Dallas. I really do. For a team that their defense struggled mightily, I do think they got a really good hire in the guy they brought from Philly over. He seems respected across the league, even though he's going to be a first-time DC.
Oh, goodness. Are you seeing this? The people saying, oh, wow. I appreciate y'all not tipping the pick, and I appreciate Keaton for saying not to. But, man, am I excited to see what happens here because y'all got me amped up now.
All right, let's bring in Jared here. Jared is the first guest on our show. Jared, good to see you, sir.
What's up, brother?
Hey, boys, how's it going?
Good, man. Where's your tie?
Hey, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. You guys look sexy, but I ain't got time
brother.
for that.
No, you're good, man. Look at you.
Hey, you guys were hanging out in Asheville. I didn't get an invite. Where'd you guys meet, or where'd you guys see each other?
We went to Wicked Weed Brewery.
Yep. I was fresh off of I was fresh off of a tour called La Zoom Tour. If you're in Asheville, I cannot recommend it enough. It's like a comedy history musical thing that happens on a bus where you can get booze. You bring it. They stop you at Green Man Brewery. Halfway through the tour, you can get more booze. You can unload the booze bladder. It is one of the most fun times I have had. And I am not much for like the touristy, chintzy stuff, but this was absolutely tremendous, man. And so then we met Jared over at Wicked Weed, which is right next to the venue that we were seeing St. Paul and the Broken Bones, the Orange Peel venue over there in Asheville. If you've never been to a show there, it is one of Rolling Stone's top 10 venues in the United States of America.
Really?
Small venue. Aretha Franklin has performed there. Elvis Presley has performed there. It is historic. It is small. The acoustics are incredible. The music literally comes through your feet. The wooden floor rocks underneath your feet, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So get yourself out there and live some life.
Looks like the Dolphins are making their pick right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Oh, here we go. Goodell's up. Let's see this. Everyone's saying wow, so it's going to be a good one. Man, I'm fucking nervous. I'm nervous.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on.
Jared, you're in front of us. Hold on. Whoa! Man, y'all sleeping on that dude. That guy is going to be a stud in the NFL. Everyone,
wow.
I like that. He's going to be number one.
Wow.
They stole that guy from Detroit. Detroit wanted that dude.
That's going to make Detroit really interesting. That makes Monroe Freeling in play, I think, right there over there in Detroit.
Man. Wow.
Maybe even does Maxi Haneker blow up and go to – because, they're moving Penei Sewell over to the left side. So if they're looking for a right tackle with the physicality, if they love Caden Proctor because of the size and physicality, Maxi Haneker is a player that I could see them having some interest in.
How the hell?
For Freeling.
Katie's free. Katie says that there are no tomatoes being thrown tonight because she was ready to attack me when I brought up Caden Proctor last night on the mock draft. Wow. So Katie has – look, I'm drinking the beer that I told you says the weight may be free or so that we may be free from the weight. Katie, the beer did it for you. You're welcome. I've done a service to this community.
Mekhi Lemon's got to be the Rams, right? Mekhi Lemon?
You would think so.
Yeah, I think
it makes a lot of sense.
Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the fit, as someone that wrote for the Rams on SI, like I don't. He's a little too similar to Puka, but I get it. I think they like guys like.
What about a cornerback? And then we're going to get to Wesley's super chat. But what about a corner here as well, Jared? Because I know that they have. Well, no, they just traded for McDuffie. That's off the board.
They got McDuffie and they got Jalen Watson.
Wow. All right, let's bring up the super chat from Wesley real quick.
Wesley, my man.
Wesley Carrier, who just had the birth of his daughter, Parker. Congratulations. $99.99. Wesley, you are the man. Not sure what to enjoy anymore. Competent in taking best player available this year or being aggressive in getting our guys like last 2 years. Keep pounding. First of all, cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Glad to be a part of this with you tonight, man.
We are not drinking beer. This is water, unfortunately. This is water.
All right, so Wesley, this is an interesting approach too to ask this, right? Taking BPA and like just going for it if it's an offensive lineman that maybe doesn't play or being aggressive and getting our guys like the last 2 years. I don't know, man. Maybe those can coincide together. Maybe you could be aggressive and get your guy and it be BPA, right? Like the way that the board is falling right now, I think that there is a real possibility that we see Dylan Thieneman sitting right there and Kenyon Sadiq is still in play. This is 6 picks away from where we are. KC Concepcion is still sitting there. Omar Cooper is still sitting there. Monroe Freeling, Omar Cooper. Those guys are there. And guess what? I think that the number that we just rattled off, I'm pretty sure that one of those ends up at Carolina.
Well, I want to start there because I know we want to – of those guys that Ricky just mentioned, Jared, starting with you, who is your favorite on that board right now? The Freelings of the world, Cooper, KC Concepcion,
It's still
and Sadiq and Thieneman. Who are those of those 5? Who is the guy you want right now at 19 with that board?
It's still Thieneman, but if Bain continues to fall, I think that has to be considered.
Yeah,
I think
crazy.
This is I did not expect Bain to fall this far.
And tell you what, Dan Morgan's a Miami guy. Dan Morgan's a Miami guy. He holds those guys true to his heart. I don't care what anyone says. He's locked into that organ. He knows everything that's going on at Miami. You can't tell me that.
It is insane to me that the league is overthinking Bain right now. Bain was my 5th overall prospect, and I think he should have been the pick for Kansas City instead of Delane.
What about
it's the short arms? It has to be. There's no other exclamation unless there's something we don't
let Bain
know
fall to Philly. Just don't let Bain fall to Philly. Let's be real.
Another super chat here from B Pays, $5. That's another entry. And by the way, Wesley Carrier with that $100 super chat, that's 20 entries, boys.
Thank you, because I got to get working on that.
That's 20 entries into the giveaway. Wesley, you just put yourself in a really good position to win either a jersey or a helmet, or a jersey and a helmet, my man. You just got yourself a really good positioning for that. What a cool gift that would be too, man. Birth of your daughter, and then all of a sudden winning a couple of giveaways and hanging out with the fellas in the hospital. Man, I am just jealous of the life that he's living right now. He's doing the thing. B Pace, appreciate you, man. He says, I'm 3 drinks in and I'm about to temper a drink on some Saints fans. B Pace, practice a little bit of patience, brother. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. But if you do it, just make sure that you say that somebody was making fun of one of your buddies getting a concussion or something like that, and so you did it. Because
who just got another entry? Can you, besides Wesley?
B Pays just got one right there.
And B Pays is a member.
Katie has had multiple 199s. I don't know if we want to give.
All right, hold on here.
I see someone in the chat saying that Bane could be falling because of the car accident, but I think that's really, I think that's been handled. I think it was more just like
It sounded like it was handled.
it sounds like both parties are saying it was just an accident. There was,
You know what I got more out of that, Jared, now that we're talking about it, and this isn't to disparage or anything, right? What I got more out of that report was that he had the reckless driving or whatever that was like the issue of that cause or whatever. Sure. And it sounded like a freak accident type deal, but then was cited again for a reckless driving not too long after. I think that maybe what could rattle a team a bit more is not learning from a situation and maybe putting yourself back into a precarious situation. That could be something that maybe gives a little bit of pause.
They haven't made the pick yet. But Rappaport is mentioning Ty Simpson right now.
No way.
If it's Simpson, I'm going to freak.
No way.
I'm going to freak.
I would love that.
I would love it.
Dropping that shit.
That would be the best thing. That would be the best thing for the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, Carolina is 1, 2, 3. There's 6 picks away, and we have Bane, Sadiq, Thiedemann, Freeling.
Curtis, this is going perfectly for them.
I mean,
it's perfect.
This is excellent.
Yep. And it
there
also
ain't no way Carolina had this going.
I think this also opens up the trade back possibilities for Carolina as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really think about it. If all those guys are there, and you said the Eagles were a conversation that it was happening earlier about could they possibly trade back with the Eagles? Hold on,
Ricky. I think you need to do a shot for Wesley.
I agree.
Vega Iona is still on the board.
I ain't doing a shot because I'll be on my ass before the Panthers pick.
I think the only surprise for me at this point with who's still on the board is Bane. I think that's the only real surprise.
And just so we know, we don't spoil picks here. So if you know what the pick is, I don't want a hint of it.
I got you. One of my death traits is I cannot control my facial reaction, so I am gonna.
No, I haven't even heard anything. I know the chat wants it that way. I'm glad the chat's. Hey,
to Wesley Carrier. Wesley, cheers, buddy.
I would be taking shots right now, but I am a lightweight, so we do not need a drunk me on stream. That would not be a good idea.
We don't need that. I was that way last night. We don't need that again.
That's exactly what we need.
No, Ricky, we don't need.
The group chat wants to hear Jared cursing.
You're going to hear
curse before you get off. Before you get off the show, I need you to curse at somebody.
All right, what do we got?
Let's see what the Rams do. If the Rams do what they could do here, I need Jared to curse.
Here we go. Yeah! Let's go!
Unfucking believable.
Beautiful pick by the Rams.
Unfucking believable.
Let's go. Guys, this is
he did it. Jared did it.
Now.
Jared cursed, and you over-talked the Jared curse. You ruined it.
Motherfucker, man.
He did it again. Perfect. Hell yeah. Hey, somebody
I did it for you, Curtis.
That's a new reaction video, Jared. Anytime that you get a bad tweet now, you're just going to see that video pop up. It's like, motherfucker.
Guys, Carolina might have the pick of the litter here.
Carolina also might be in perfect trade back position, guys. What I was talking about beforehand is that if that Eagles report of wanting to trade
another second day pick,
if Eagles want to trade 23 to get up to 19, and they have two 57 and 68 or something like that, if they want to give us 68 and 23 to move up to 19, that would be a tremendous move for the Carolina Panthers to get a second day pick and only go back 4 spots. With the way that this board has fallen, they could still get one of the top players on our board and recoup another pick, man.
What is Arizona thinking right now? Everyone thought it would maybe be their guy in the back end of this round.
Cole Payton, baby. Let's go.
Who the hell do they have?
Cole Payton.
It can't be Carson Beck.
Do they got Minshew? Do they got Minshew right now as their starter and Brissett, who wants a raise?
Don't give Brissett a raise. Can
you imagine having
awesome.
Minshew and Brissett as your QBs?
Here,
We've come a
Here's
long way.
something that-
Boys, we've come a long fucking way. I'll just say
This
that.
is going like absolutely smashing for the Carolina Panthers, boys. I'm looking at all of this unfold right now.
Have
we are
we
in
ever seen a
prime
board?
position.
Have you? Hold on. I want to, Jared, because I know you've done a ton of mocks. Ricky, I'm sure I know you've done more than probably we've done on the show. Have you ever seen a board go this way?
Yeah. Ty
One of your
Simpson.
mocks.
Yeah, I think Ty
Ruben
Simpson
Bates
is.
still on the board. Tyson.
Yeah,
Simpson
yeah.
On
Yeah.
occasion, but this is just
The Ruben
it's
Bain is
still-
probably the biggest outlier, but it's really not that big because I think that he's still in play on these next handful of picks. And the main thing is if Ruben Bain is there at 19, that's where you wouldn't have seen it before. And Taylor brings it up here. He says, I agree, Ricky, but it is tempting to get Bain if he's there at 19. And that's the different scenario, right? You don't often see Bain in those mock simulators where he is there at 19. And so that would add a wrinkle to the decision making. But I still think that this is
He's
not
a
necessarily
Baltimore
par
Raven.
for the course because there's some shakeup happening here and there's some trades that are happening. But Ty Simpson was one of those wild cards that if a team falls in love with a quarterback, guys, we see this every single year in the draft. Every year you see teams fall in love with a quarterback and they get overdrafted. Then you see teams that don't fall in love with the quarterbacks that the analysts fall in love with, like a Will Levis that falls into the second round. This is the way that quarterback position goes. And evaluations for quarterback are volatile and teams have their own components that they look at. And what the Rams might be saying with this is, hey, we got one last hurrah with Matt Stafford. And Matt Stafford might have given them the heads up and said, this is my last year. I'm not going to play after this season. And if that's the case, they've got a contingency plan that is going to learn behind Matt Stafford for a year, which is absolutely the way or two. And that is absolutely the way that they like to handle their business. So, I mean, it does make some sense. It's just a little bit wild, right?
All right, boys. Would you do this? Hopefully we got this. Ricky will update that. But Wesley Carrier, would you do 19 for AJ Brown?
no.
Oh.
I wouldn't. So I'll say no too. Ricky.
Say no. It's the right answer.
I would think real hard about it. I think real hard about AJ Brown is dynamic, bro. I don't know.
For Baltimore.
Do you deal with the potential drama that could still ensue?
Maybe. I don't think that they would. I think that their clubhouse is a little bit tighter knit than that.
Yeah.
But from a talent standpoint, it's
intriguing.
It's intriguing, man.
All right, guys. I'm gonna we're not doing, unless it's a super chat or something, we're not doing any more chats until the Panthers pick. I don't want to see anything else.
But I want to make a prediction. I'm not tipping a pick. I don't even know. I see nothing right now. I think this is Vega.
I think it's a smart pick.
I would love for this to be Vega.
Who?
Iona Vega.
Oh,
that'd be fun. In Baltimore, that would be.
I think it's Bain, either here or the Jets. And I know Jets have been tied to a wideout, and I know Jets took defense already.
Why wouldn't the Buccaneers look at Ruben Bain?
They could. And I'd hate that.
The pick now.
And he's from, or he would stay in Florida too.
Hold on, let's listen. Vega. Yep.
There you go, Jared.
Right?
Yep.
Man,
Wow.
Detroit. Do they go?
I think Detroit has to move up. I think Detroit has to go for no.
Really, though? With
no.
Tampa
This is Tampa. This is Tampa. This is perfect for Tampa.
This is where and I don't know if we talked about this offline last night, Ricky. I can't remember. And I think we did a little bit. I do think Sadiq is a possibility here at Tampa. I really
think so
do.
too. I think so too.
I think there was two teams that I thought could go Sadiq, and it was the Ravens and it was Tampa Bay before Carolina.
And so one interesting thing is I don't think this is a good fit for Mekhi Lemon because you have Emeka Egbuka, you have Chris Godwin, who both have a little bit of like inside-out versatility, but are both better out of the slot. I don't think you take a Mekhi Lemon here and throw him into that mix. So I think that this is a spot where Mekhi Lemon probably does not end up. And so then you start looking at 17, where we're at 16. Who's at 16? The Jets. And the Jets and Mekhi Lemon makes a lot of sense. If you get David Bailey and Mekhi Lemon, you're walking away with a hell of a haul if you're the
Jets
New York
seem
Jets.
like the likely for a wide receiver.
Jets seem
they
good.
really like I thought I heard it was Amari Cooper they really liked.
But so then if you get into 17, look, let's just keep going down the board, right?
Mhm.
You're at 17 and 18. 17, you have Detroit. Caden
They are
Proctor's off the
almost a
board.
lock for
Caden
offensive
Proctor's
line.
off the board, but Ruben Bain is there. I am saying that the Lions adding Ruben Bain to the other side of Aiden Hutchinson is also something that is definitely going to appeal to Dan Quinn, man. With the mentality that they play football with, that is Ruben Bain football. And so if you want to talk about a potential fit for Ruben Bain and the Lions sitting there saying, shit, it sucks that we got, scavenged for Caden Proctor. But what if they look at it and say, we could get a guy in round 2, man, and fill in that right tackle spot, right? And they get their hands on this premier player.
Tampa, man. I think it makes sense. When you said that, I was like, oh, I didn't even think of
This
it.
is really interesting, man.
I think this is best case scenario for Tampa.
Somebody asked here, Tiger from Pennsylvania asked, how is Francis Mauigoa on the board? He is not. Francis Mauigoa went to the Giants at 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. And
a couple super chats. Let's get to real quick.
Right.
Taylor, if Mekhi Lemon is there at 19, get ready for the Panthers to trade the pick to the Eagles or the Browns. I think that's a
I don't mind the trade back the way this board's falling.
I don't mind it either, but would y'all take Mekhi Lemon here in Carolina?
I think I would have.
I would.
You'd be stupid not to.
I would love to have Mekhi Lemon. So Taylor, first of all, cheers to Taylor. Thank you for the super chat. That's another entry into the jersey and the helmet giveaway, Taylor. Second super chat here. Super chat.
Hold on.
Listen
Go back to oh no, I got it. You're good.
All right. Zachary East 412. The way the board is right now, we could possibly trade back and still get KC. I've been anti-KC, but I would not be bothered by KC in an extra pick. Exactly. And that has to be the train of thought here, is that if you can still get a dynamic weapon and pick up an additional day 2 pick, that has to be the asking price though, right? The Carolina Panthers have to, if they want to move off of whatever this is at 19 for a slight move back or a move back even to the tail end, it has to be for a day 2 pick and a decent one. You cannot take that pick off the board simply for like a round 4 pick. It has to be a valuable, and the meat of this draft, I think most people would agree, is in that day 2, day 3 range, or day 2, round 3, day 2 thing, where that is where the value is. There is a lot of really quality players that are going to be either valuable depth or are adequate starters with the possibility of developing into high-end players in that round 2 and round 3 range. Cheers, Zach. Appreciate you.
Can we get wait, who was that? I got to add him to the list.
Zachary East 412.
Can we get the Bucks to take? Sorry, I'm trying to type in
Carson Beck.
This is tough here.
They should take Carson Beck with his rocket arm.
Keldrick Falk, right here to Tampa Bay. Make it happen.
Jermon McCoy.
Jermon McCoy. That's possible.
Oh, that's
Jermon McCoy is possible. Absolutely.
You want Tampa to break the hearts of Panthers fans? Take Dylan Denneman here.
No, stop it. Don't say that.
We'll
send you out of here.
I'm going to boot you out of here.
We'll send you out of here. You owe us an extra curse word now. Fix that mistake, motherfucker.
Shit. I mean,
yeah, there you go. Shit, I like it.
Jermon McCoy would be interesting.
Jermon McCoy's interesting because didn't they just lose Jamel Dean as well?
Yeah.
So they have an opening there on the outside.
They also have Benjamin Morrison, who I think they kind of redshirted a little bit last year.
Yeah. And Benjamin's fine, but I think
Jared,
Jermon
if you
McCoy
call
is
this
different.
one, I think you're cheating. So I'm gonna if it is McCoy, I'm thinking you're cheating here and you're looking at
No, I promise.
They're happy. Look, they're happy.
For me. Oh, there you go.
They're celebrating. Todd Bowles. Come on, Todd Bowles. Mess this up for me.
Pick is in. All right, let's wait for it.
I will say this, even whether
need
comes
O-line?
off the board here or not, if
they could always take O-line, but I don't think it's a big part for them. I don't think that they're necessarily stressing O-line, but they could always use O-line. They had some injuries last year.
Got knocked around last
year. They had some injuries last year that was definitely a eye-opener, I think, for them.
Finished 8-9, second in the NFC South.
Yeah.
I wish we had the victory video.
So who was the one that finished first? Who was the one that finished first, guys? Yeah, Carolina Panthers.
I think if Ruben Bain were to last to Detroit, he would be. I think Carolina should trade up for Denham.
I don't think Carolina trades
Panther
up.
Bo with a very astute comment here. Jags Jared made that comment about Dylan.
I'll tell you
going
what,
to Tampa Bay. That was the Jags Jared. That was not Carolina Jared.
Here we go, boys.
And then we'll get to the super chat from Tiger from Pennsylvania right after this. Let's get this pick in, Tiger, and we'll get you, man.
All right.
Carson Beck, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruben Bain, there he goes.
He
Yep.
slipped. I mean,
Ruben Bain.
slipped.
That
I
was
told you,
perfect.
man.
Damn it,
That was,
I told you though that makes sense for them because
good value.
they drafted David Walker last year and he suffered the ACL, but they clearly are looking for more disruption and they have their big, nose tackle in there that can also collapse a pocket, but they need some outside pressure. They need some exterior pressure. And
Yep.
Ruben Bain is going to be a tremendous complement to what they have over there right now at Tampa. And when David Walker is healthy, David Walker is a menace too, who also is a short-armed pass rusher as well. And so they are not scared of that. They look for guys with production. David Walker was one of the most productive guys in the class last year and was a tremendous pass rusher. That's a smart pick, and it also shows you what Tampa Bay values. You can learn a lot about these teams in these front offices. They don't care about the physicals as much as they care about the production and the skill set and the role that they're going to ask them to play. Ruben Bain is a difficult guy for us.
Do we think that? I think so, but I'm asking you guys. Do you think that's the best value pick so far?
Ruben?
Yeah.
I
Probably
100%.
Although Sonny Styles at 7 is a pretty good value for me too, because I think he was my
Yeah.
_1 player. So
I thought he was going to go to Tennessee.
Downs
New York.
to Dallas.
Downs at
would
12
be
is
Dallas,
good
my-
too.
My top
That's a good
value
one too.
pick,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
because
So what?
top
Let's
player
look. Let's start talking about Carolina here.
yeah.
So
Let me ask real quick though.
Y'all get on here real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just want to run through this, and Jared. So we have. No, I want to know who's. Mekhi Lemon,
Yep.
Kenyon Sadiq, Keldrick Falk, Akeem Mesidor, Casey Concepcion, Jermon McCoy still out there.
Mhm.
We also have on the tackles, if I can find these, Caleb Lomu. Wait, Lomu when? Did he not?
Yeah.
We have Monroe Freeling still out there. You got the tackle out of Arizona State, Blake Miller. Right now with this board, I asked you this a couple picks ago. Where are you leaning right now with Carolina? Still with this board. Mekhi Lemon's still out there. Kenyon Sadiq.
I mean, if Minnesota's like, if Minnesota does take Dylan, I think it's still Sadiq, but yeah, I just have to see. And guys, just be careful in the chat. Please, no spoilers. Please, no spoilers whatsoever.
We don't want spoilers.
We're
I'm
trying
not
to have an authentic experience, so
Yes.
let's make sure we're not spoiling
tipping
anything.
does nothing. Tipping does nothing for the
Yeah.
value of us watching this. And our chat, who's just watching our chat and listening in, they don't want to see it either. So please don't do that. I can't control what you guys put in there, but please do not tip the picks. And I know there's people joining. We're up to 700 now listening
Wow.
in. Do not tip the picks, guys. I have turned off the live chat. I haven't turned it off, but I ain't looking at the live chat. I'm only looking at our super chats for the time being because I want to be surprised when Carolina picks, and I want to give you guys an authentic reaction to whoever Carolina picks. So please don't do that. So the Jets pick is in, it looks like. Ricky, I was just asking Jared.
Yeah.
With this board, Mekhi Lemon, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper, Casey Concepcion, Dylan Thieneman, Monroe Freeling. Who is your guy right now? Carolina has several ways they could go here. It's wide open, I think.
For me, it's still Dylan Thieneman right here because I think he's the belle of the ball. But I do think that the possibility of a trade back is 100% in play if some of these teams start itching for some of these players that have maybe fallen a little bit. Monroe Freeling is the one, though, that we talked about last night, Curtis, that I think is going to give them some thought. Even if Dylan Thieneman is there, I think that Monroe Freeling really gives them a little bit of pause. Curtis, I did have one idea real quick before we do anything else.
Hold on, the Jets are about to make the pick.
Okay.
Jets are making the pick here.
Did we get Tiger from Pennsylvania? Did we get his $20 super chat up yet? I don't think so.
We did not. I didn't scroll down fast enough. Sadiq!
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is
And Carolina can lose Thieneman next. Oh man,
Absolute cinema.
Whoa.
Absolute
Makai
cinema.
Lemon's still there though, boys. Makai Lemon's still there.
Absolute cinema.
And Freeling. And Freeling is going to be there.
This is
Um,
insane.
All right, so hold on. Let me update this ticker real quick. But then the thing that I want to do, we are 2 picks away from our pick at this point. I want to run that hype video one more time. So 16, we have the Jets. We have taking Kenyon Sadiq. Man, that is.
Can we do this super chat then?
We'll do the super chat and then we'll hit
the
that video.
Yes.
Let me hit the next pick, 17. Who is 17? We have the Lions.
Lions and then Minnesota.
Lions 17 on the clock. All right. We'll hit this real quick. Let's go to the super chat first. We got the $20 super chat from Tiker from Pennsylvania. Appreciate you. This is Zach, I believe. My fantasy group chat is blowing up. They keep asking, will the Panthers trade back with the Birds if one of these tackles keep falling? Only way they move back is if Dylan is gone or get an extra day 2 pick. It's possible, but you know what? If the Philadelphia Eagles really want Monroe Freeling, because they develop offensive tackles and offensive linemen in a way that is absolute beauty, and getting their hands on a guy with the pedigree of Monroe Freeling would be really appealing to that Philadelphia Eagles team. I think that is intriguing, and then you still could end up in a position where Casey Concepcion, Omar Cooper Jr., all of those guys are there. Dylan Thieneman is going to be the one that is the risky one. But if Dylan lasts to Carolina anyways at 19 and he survives the Minnesota Vikings at 18, what's to make you think that he couldn't last to 23 where the Eagles would be? Because the Cowboys at 20 already got Caleb Downs. And that was the other pick that kind of made you think they would go
Pittsburgh
safety.
And the Chargers
wouldn't, I don't think the Chargers would do it, man. I don't think that fits for them. I don't think Pittsburgh would do it. I don't know, man. I think it's entirely possible that they could still end up with him and trade back.
I think Carolina runs into pick if Dylan is there.
I hope so.
However,
Well,
if they can get him at Philly, they're foolish not to.
well, let me pose this question for you guys. Who would you pick if they're on the board between Thieneman and Makai Lemon?
I go Thieneman. Personally,
I think
I have him ranked higher. I mean, he's a top 8 player for me on my board.
I like Thieneman over any of those guys.
All right, hold on. I'm going to tweet out that we're going to throw this video on here in a second, so that if anyone missed it and they want to check it out.
Cheers to Zach Hernandez. That's Zach Hernandez. Appreciate you.
And make sure you're getting the amount of entries that they're getting.
Yeah, that 4.
That 20 was 4. More. Correct. Right.
I can do math a little bit.
Oh, good, man. I never know. You know, I can't usually. And I'm an accountant. Isn't that impressive?
So we got 4 for him. All right.
So hold on. I'm going to. All right.
Again, I'm going to say this again because we got more people coming in, and I know the chat is very on my side on this. Do not tip the pick. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to see it. If you know, great, embrace it. But we do not want to see the pick. So please don't spoil it for our chat, because I know our chat has been fired up about it. Don't spoil it for them. Don't tip it, and we don't want to see it either. But the pick is in for the Lions, Minnesota, and then Carolina is going to be on the clock here shortly. Man, this is flying, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's
not
a
really
great pace.
flying.
Great pace. All right, so we'll post this. Let's give it a couple minutes, and then we will roll this video in about 40 seconds. I'm going to send Edgar the link here. Hold on.
Is he coming in?
Yep, Edgar is here. I'm going to send you the link, Edgar. Give me 5 seconds, bud.
Oh, he made the pick. I was nervous. I was like, Edgar, I don't know. This is moving pretty quick here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how fast this draft is moving.
I wanted it to move along, though.
We're going to be able to go to bed by
all right, Edgar,
you
got it.
Time.
Come on in whenever you're ready, Edgar. We got you. We'll wait for Edgar, and then we'll roll the video. How about that?
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Katie says, let's just do round 2 tonight, too. Hey, I would love that, because I am going to be in Bank of America Stadium and not able to watch all of that round 2 tomorrow night. But for a good cause. My kid is going to be ecstatic at that birthday party, man. I can't wait for that. How cool was that, man, that he got to get on the show tonight? Everywhere he goes, man, he tells people, he's like, hey, my dad's famous. And everyone's like, we don't know him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not famous, bud. Like, they're like, no, he does shows, man. People know him.
He is famous in his eyes.
I'm famous in his world, man. And that's the one that matters, you know. All day threes and TDs. Thomas says all-star team. Yeah. Thomas, we are bringing out the heavy hitters with Jared and Edgar.
So remember this back and forth of did Carolina bring in Makai Lemon? Did they not? Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
It is very interesting if he's still on the board.
Oh, he's still in the car. Edgar's not even at home yet. Look at that. Pulling car duty right now. Edgar, what's up, man?
What's up? I'm parked, so I'm good.
Do we have a better camera than this, or is this
yeah,
all we have?
I'm getting it right now. Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
All right. Here's Lions are about to make their pick here.
All right, so Lions pick is going in. Edgar, how was everything tonight, man? Everything good?
It's good. I mean,
lovely.
I'm in the future, so I'm joining the conversation, but not saying anything.
Yeah, Edgar's over there, and it's like, you know, mid-afternoon, and we're 14 beers deep, 2 shots of tequila, wearing ties and shit. Look at us.
But the delay is really lagging, so I'm just going to let you know that a lot of people are about to know what's going to happen, and we're going to have a lag where everyone's going to know except for us.
B Pays asks a very important question here. He says, can we get the cowboy hat video if we get our pick? I totally think so. Yeah, why not? All right, we're going to get the Lions pick. We're going to roll the round 1 hype video, and then we are going to start prepping here, guys, because we are in crunch time right now. We have 900 people watching the live stream right now. What is up, everybody? Check out the bottom. We have a giveaway going on. You have an opportunity to win a jersey of our first round pick tonight, and also entering into the giveaway by a $5 super chat or being a member, you have a chance of winning a KK Short signed full-size Carolina Panthers helmet as well. So double chances of winning a really cool piece of Panthers memorabilia tonight. Here's the pick. We're going to go silent until we hear it.
Blake Miller.
Wow.
Monroe Freeling is
we
still
are
on the board.
we are really rolling right now, guys. Like, this
Edgar,
is absolutely tremendous.
I know you love it, but we are not. The chat might kill you before I do with tipping picks. The chat is more violent about it than me.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm just letting you know that there's gonna be a big lag where everyone's about to flood the room because things are about to
we're not looking at the chat.
Guys, I am throwing up the video. We are going to roll the hype video. Are you guys ready for the round 1 hype video?
Roll that shit. Let's go. That Cali connection, baby.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that Cali connection is gonna be something.
45 of Arizona, off to the races downfield. Finds the pattern. Young floats it. End zone. Touchdown. This is about as good as it gets in the NFL.
Panther Nation, what up? It's Title McMillan, aka Nalo. Boy. Man, I'm excited to be a part of this organization. Originally from the Uptown Charlotte. Make sure you always keep counting.
Carolina Panthers. Sorry, guys.
Caleb Banks.
Caleb Banks, Carolina.
Oh,
The
wow,
board
guys.
is perfect. It is
Dylan
even.
Freeman is on
has
the board.
made it. Makai Lemon is there. Amar Cooper,
God.
Monroe Freeling.
Holy shit.
Is the
Holy
pick in?
shit.
I
Do
can't wait to
not
see
tip the pick, please, chat. We're not looking, but do not tip the pick to the chat that's listening into us. They do not want to see it. Do not do that to us, please.
Guys,
I can't wait to see your reactions.
the pick is in for the
Oh,
Carolina
my God.
Panthers.
Let's go. So
Oh,
the
my
pick is
God.
in. Can we get that little chime, Ricky?
Yep. Hold on. Where's it at? Where we at? Right here.
That sound is a thing.
Your team is now on the clock.
We're a little late there, but hey,
All right, hey, we're on the clock, damn it.
we made it, man.
18, So 18.
How many mock
we have
drafts have you looked through?
the Vikings drafted Caleb Banks, defensive
Crazy.
lineman out of Florida.
There
Your
was the
Carolina
injury.
Panthers are on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Almost 1,000 people, 991 people. It is
Let's
climbing
get it quick.
as
Let's
we get here
quick.
to the pick.
Edgar, who do you want here at pick 19? Very quickly, because I want to get through
Skip
everyone.
me. Skip
Skip
me
him because he already knows. I want
Jared,
Dylan.
you
I
already
want
know,
Dylan
I'm
Thieneman.
gonna skip
I
you.
want Dylan Thieneman.
It's cinnamon. I think it's cinnamon.
I want Thieneman. I mean,
Okay.
I think that needs.
We're
he's
all going
on
to
the
be
board.
devastated. That's what that means.
Yeah, the heartbreak's going to be.
We're all
But
going to
yeah,
be
I
crushed.
mean, it's.
Hey, we hit the 1,000 mark right here as we get into the Carolina Panthers pick. Cheers to 1,000
Cheers.
people watching this show
Cheers.
tonight.
Appreciate y'all.
Cheers, everybody. Panthers, let's keep pounding. Let's get this. This is the Lombardi run, guys. This
Come
is
on,
what
baby.
we're going for right here. Oh, man.
and
the
of
Eagles are
course
trading
we're
with
getting a
Dallas.
break. Of course, we're
Every
getting a break,
time.
dude.
Every time.
The Eagles just made a trade with Dallas, so the Eagles are now at 20.
So you know what? That
That sounds good for Thieneman.
Hold on. What that tells me is Carolina could have probably traded with Philly.
What it tells me is that Carolina said no because they wanted the player that they wanted.
Which I'm
and they
fine
took,
with. But Ricky, you talked about it. Philly was the team to watch.
that was the team to watch. Yep.
And
But you know
there
what?
you go.
What it also tells me is that the offensive lineman or wide receiver that Philly was craving was still on the board because they found out what Carolina picked. And that makes me think that Carolina may have actually pulled the trigger on all of our dreams and drafted Dylan Thieneman. I could be very wrong on that, but it would be incredible moment right here on this show if we have Dylan Thieneman in process blue at the end of this.
Guys, we are talking about Jalen Phillips acquired this offseason, the top edge rusher available.
We got a super chat. Let's get to it real quick. before I
Devin
pick.
Lloyd, the top linebacker in the free agency, Carolina got. So both guys, we will get to the super chat, but Carolina could bookend it with one of the best safeties in this draft.
Yep.
And we will no longer see number 21 on the field for the foreseeable future.
Thieneman is a top 8 player graded in my rankings, and getting him at 19 would be absolutely tremendous value, in my opinion, and would open up a ton for Evero in this defense. Super chat from Ray Fornash, $20. That's 4 entries into the jersey and the helmet giveaway. Ray, appreciate you. And he's a member, so we already had 3 for each.
Cheers,
you are
Ray.
running good, man. Cheers, dude. We are so close to finding out our pick. This is awesome, guys.
How many interceptions did Dylan have this past season? Was it 5?
No, I think he only had 1 or 2 this past season, but his freshman season at Purdue, where he played more of the center field deep third role, he had 5 as a freshman.
That's what it was. Man. I mean, Carolina, though, Edgar, because since we didn't get you in late, I know you know the pick, so you don't have to talk about that. But the way this board fell, we all were talking about it. Reuben Bain fell. Ty Simpson goes to Los Angeles. How many mocks did you see that happening at? Seriously.
0. But it's all good news for the Panthers. You want this to happen. You want chaos to happen, and you want guys that the Panthers weren't going to pick to go ahead of you.
That's it. And that's what we talked about, is that it couldn't have fallen any better, Edgar, than the way that this all went. It was just tremendous stuff. I thought that Wesley Carrier's comment here when we were asking how many interceptions did Dylan Thieneman have last year, what a great comment. More than the Jets. That is great, Wesley. That is on point.
With the players available on the board, of course.
Oh, no.
Of course, the Panthers would probably take someone completely out of left field and disappoint us all. I hope that's not the case. Really hope it's not the case. You have a chance to get Thieneman and Lemon, so we'll see here. All right.
Cooper's still out there. Carolina.
The one that we talked about, though, that is going to give pause, or I said thought process, is Monroe Freeling. I still think that that's somebody that they looked at, and if he falls, man,
Here we go. Do not say it because we're both delayed.
Nothing. Everybody wait.
Delayed.
Holy shit. Here we go, guys.
I wish I waited.
Wow.
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 That's a stunner for me, at least.
Quiet reactions.
Quiet
reactions.
Panthers fans are going to light into this. They are going to be livid.
That is
Hey, and people said I had an agenda with offensive tackle at 19.
This is the player that literally the last handful of shows that we have done, I have said that Monroe Freeling, if he falls all the way to 19, is going to be one of the only players that would give them pause on some of these other playmakers, right? Monroe Freeling, man, I think that he comes in and he might be your starting left tackle next year. I don't think that Rasheed Walker, when they talked about not drafting for depth and everyone said that takes an offensive lineman out of it, are we sure that Monroe Freeling isn't the starting left tackle for the Panthers in week 1 for Carolina? And that Rasheed Walker is your swing tackle and that Stone Forsythe is exactly what we all hoped Stone Forsythe would be, and just negligible depth that's just sitting at the bottom of the tank that's like, hey, you know, in case of emergency break glass type of situation. I do hate, personally, my instant reaction here is that I hate that Thieneman was staring us in the face and I thought that he was a perfect fit. But Monroe Freeling, I get it. I get the appeal, but holy shit, man, I do feel like Dylan Thieneman and Mekhi Lemon sitting there staring at you is a tough sell to this fan base. You're going to have a lot of people that are disappointed with that, but I think it's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a long-term pick.
It is a
That's
long-term
reality.
pick.
It's a long-term pick.
All right, so Edgar, who couldn't talk about this because Edgar knew the pick 4 days ago. Edgar, your reaction to Monroe Freeling?
I love the pick of Monroe Freeling. I know I'm in the minority on this panel, but I'm always a trenches guy. I told you last night. I told you yesterday, Ricky. It's like this team has never prioritized the safety nickel. I know it's a very key cog for this defense and the scheme, but they have never prioritized. I told you last year, Ricky. Like they could have had so many. They could have had Xavier Watts. They could have built. They could have so many opportunities, and they always wait and punt this part. And so I was expecting to be disappointed, but I always want some of the trenches. Monroe Freeling, measurables, athleticism. I know you guys like. I know you, Ricky. I know you, Jared. I know you guys like Caleb Lomu better. I don't know the nuances of the position as well, but just as a pure measurables, thresholds, and I don't want to stick with Rasheed Walker, and I don't want to stick with Stone Forsythe. So I'm happy that they've addressed the trenches.
Curtis, your reaction?
Thieneman was the pick, man. I mean, he's the pick.
You're disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, he was the pick for me. I thought he would have changed his defense entirely. You wouldn't have to worry about that safety room for the next 5-6 years. I think you go and get that guy. I know this is the look at the long term, and this might become the smarter pick in the end. But right now, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I love every pick. That's not me. I'm going to react and be as human as possible about it. You also had Mekhi Lemon on the board, Amar Cooper. I mean, you had several guys who I think Walker, while I don't like him, we and Ricky has talked about this. Like, I don't love him at that spot, but I thought he was a good enough placeholder that you did have to force the pick here with offensive line. So,
all right, so let's see some of the comments here. Can we move into the chat for a second? Let me get back up to the start of this, okay? Here we go. Go Dogs. First of all, Panther Dogs, very happy with that pick. JP, hate it, and I'm not sorry. Will McLean, I really like the pick. Going to be controversial on Panthers Twitter. Katie is going through it. I hate my life. On the Clock HQ says, what a letdown. Carolina Nate is disappointed. B Pays is freeling it, if you know what I'm saying. Panther Dog, I told you we were taking an offensive lineman. Old Man 803 asks who we got. We got Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle out of Georgia, old man. On the Clock says this sucks. JP says T-Mac goes down, we're screwed. B-Pay says Icky will either be done or moved. We don't know where Icky's at, man. Like that is a huge part of this.
I mean, that
Jason
tells you
great
Icky
pick.
is not going to probably be there this year. I think that's what this pick tells you.
I agree.
They didn't want to reveal it.
Dan Morgan just
situation
strapped up.
to be
Gosh,
in,
I hate this pick. I mean, there is a lot of oh no, that's a scary pick for the Eagles. They got Mekhi Lemon. Albert Breer had it in his latest mock all day threes and TDs. Says Taylor asked a question with a super chat here. So first of all, cheers to Taylor. There's another entry into the giveaway. Taylor, appreciate you. And asked, was Monroe Freeling's value better than Thieneman or Lemon at 19? Depends on who you're asking, I guess, Taylor. The Carolina Panthers certainly believe so. Monroe Freeling did have a first-round grade for me, so I'm not going to sit here and act like this is a bad player or a bad prospect. This is a player that I said on there has the true franchise left tackle capability, that there weren't a whole lot of that in this draft. If you look at all of the measurables, all of the raw tools, the movement ability, and his pure power profile, this is a really intriguing guy that could end up being an all-pro offensive tackle. And 3 years from now, we might sit here, hell, in 2 years, 1 year from now, we might sit here and be like, what a smart move, because you solidified the protection for Bryce Young. You've got a greater in the road game to open up what is our beginning of our offense. The conceptual beginning of our offense is the run game. And Monroe Freeling is plug and play right now, ready to go. Might be just as good as Ike Ekwonu as a run blocker right out of the gates, and probably offers a much, much higher ceiling as a pass blocker. So, Taylor, to answer your question, I think that his value was tremendous at 19. I had higher value on Dylan Thieneman personally than Monroe Freeling, but it's not a bad thing, I don't think. Will McLean says, no one knows if Icky will be back, and if he does, is he even playing at the same level? This is the question that I posed, guys. Even if he is playing at the same level as what Icky was playing pre-injury, was that really that comfortable of a level of play where we all said without question and without, worries that he was worth the $90 million, $100 million contract that he was sure to ask for after this next year if he was healthy? We had a lot of internal conversations in the fan base that he wasn't even a franchise left tackle. So what are we talking about here? If you got an upgrade at one of the most important positions, I think it's a tough argument, man.
I want to say something real quick, and I apologize to everyone. I do have to hop off. I got another appearance to go on.
No worries.
But, I just thinking on it for a minute. I'm not opposed to Monroe Freeling here. I'm not opposed to an offensive tackle here. I think the outrage a little bit and some of the frustration even on my part is you had two incredibly talented skill players on both sides of the ball available.
Yeah.
That's going to be frustrating for a lot of fans to get past. However, if the Panthers wanted to take a tackle in this draft, they were going to have to take one early. Freeling was the best offensive tackle available per consensus and likely per on their board. I did see a comment that said this wasn't a best player available selection. Frankly, I think it was, because there is an importance of protecting your quarterback, of adding depth at the position. Now, this isn't necessarily a depth addition. This is a guy that is expected to be the long-term answer at left tackle. This is the guy the Panthers expect to start week 1 with Monroe Freeling. Will Freeling have some issues as a run blocker early on? Yes. Is he going to provide you some great value as a pass protector early on? Yes, absolutely. So while I am disappointed it's not Thieneman or Lemon, I think this is the right pick in terms of
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So I want to shout out Bryce, and he's not in here, but this morning he texted our little group chat, me and Ricky, and he said, my final prediction, this was at 7:47 a.m. He said a trade up from 19. We didn't have to trade up, but he said an O tackle. My guess is Freeling or Fano.
Yep. So look, here's the question from Tony Thompson here. That is the question that I posed last night in our mock draft as well. And he says, y'all want Bryce to work out and for this offense to be better, but don't want to invest in the first round offensive tackle. Here's what I always preface when everyone said we needed to focus on offense because our offense was so far behind, at least, from a statistical standpoint, from where our defense ended up last season. We forget sometimes that the offensive line is probably the most crucial component to the offense outside of your quarterback, right? And so when you're talking about improving your offense, you improve both facets by adding a premier offensive lineman. And if this dude pans out, if Monroe Freeling is a franchise left tackle, you did just improve your offense for the next decade, potentially. And you have cost control on a unit that is your most expensive unit on your roster in the offensive line. And these offensive tackles cost $30 million a year, right, for the best in the league. And you're getting this guy for $8 or $9 million, $7 million a year for the first 5 years of his career. It is a smart move, man. I agree with Tony Thompson that I think that this is a improvement. And we talk all the time about this being an evaluation year and a decision year for Bryce Young. How can you argue with giving him the best protection, man? We have allocated resources into the offense. We have Tedero McMillan. I know people are down on Xavier Legette, but he is a 2-year removed first-round wide receiver. Jalen Coker has shown nothing but promise. If he can stay healthy, they are high on him. They brought in John Mechie. They have Jimmy Horn Jr. They have other options. This draft doesn't end in round 1, everybody. There are options in round 2, round 3. If they still go get a tight end, everyone loves Oscar Delp. What happens if they go sign Oscar Delp and they have Monroe Freeling? Is everyone okay at that point? Or if they go and they draft, another one of these wide receivers is Deion Burks, an explosive playmaker, or a Max Clare. Are we still upset if we add playmakers, but we got protection? I don't think it's the end of the world, but I also understand the sentiment of being disappointed if you were a Dylan Thieneman fan or a Makai Lemon fan, because those are explosive players that you liked a lot.
But the question too here is,
appreciate you, Jared. Jared's got to hop off.
Bye, Jared.
Thank you guys.
Jared, appreciate you, man.
Hope you guys have a good night. Chat more tomorrow. See you.
Yep. See you, man.
Yeah. Are you comfortable? And I don't know enough about Monroe Freeling to give you a total answer like Ricky. I don't. But are you comfortable if he ends up in the end a right tackle?
Monroe Freeling?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if he ends up a right tackle, I'm totally fine with it. I don't think that's at all the projection for him, though. I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying in the end.
Yeah, sure. If he does. But also moving sides just because somebody doesn't work out isn't always the answer
for
either.
me,
right?
ultimately, like what Ricky said, like it's an analytics base. It's Brant Tillis. It's a very smart. It's not the sexy pick, right? It's not the playmaker pick, but it's the smart. It's the smart thing to do if you're trying to roster build, right? If you are sure that Equanu's not the guy, and Rasheed Walker, I said this on one of the shows, right? Like Rasheed Walker, for all the talk that we have about him, they gave him a $4 million deal. Like if you really thought he was that good, you would not just give him $4 million. Like that tells you what it's like. And then I know I tracked the visits, but I was telling people, it's like, even though only Caleb Bloom had a visit, like having Joe Gilbert, the offensive line coach, go through all these pro days, told me that they were doing their due diligence in offensive tackles. Like they really, really, really do that. Like you do not send your top offensive lineman to run drills at a pro day if you're just doing a smoke screen, if you're just like, casual. Like they were serious about this. And Monroe Freeling, for all the disappointment, is still, like you said, Ricky, a first round legit tackle. And so if you can get him on a cost, like this is an expensive offensive line. They had to go somewhere. They can't spend top dollar all across the line for the next couple of years. They have to suck it up and do something. And so it is not the pick that is the playmaker, but it is the one that could like entrench your roster for like the next few years. And I will say one more thing is that last year I was on the show with Ricky and JJ, and we were also disappointed that we didn't get Jalen Walker. And I said, dude, like wait till the rest of the class goes. Like you said, Ricky, it's not just a 1-round draft. So like you said, it could be a tight end. It could be Trey Stukes. It could be another person, but like I wouldn't be so caught up and hung up that it wasn't the guy that we wanted, because I think at the end of the day, like what Ricky said last year, is like there's going to be someone that we wanted, they're going to get. There's going to be someone that we wanted and they didn't get, and that's the guarantee that's what's going to happen.
It's a guarantee of what happens.
Messidor just went to LA.
Messidor just went, and the interesting thing is at 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers took Maxie Hanicher, the right tackle out of Arizona State that's only played football for 4 years, and he's drafted 1 or 2 positions after Monroe Freeling. So the Panthers also knew that the run here on offensive tackles was about to hit its crescendo. And so when you look at this also, I want to bring up one comment that I have, and we'll hit these super chats.
Yeah, we have a
and we'll hit these super chats right after. But there was a comment, I think it was from Taylor. I can't find it now. So hold on. Let's hit these. Oh, here it is. If Thieneman is there at pick 30, find a way to trade up and get him. This draft, as we just talked about, we're not done, guys. Like there is still a lot of action left to be had. And if they are convicted on Thieneman and he is still dropping, there may come a attacking point where they say, hey, we're comfortable now. We're going to go and get that. If they walked away with both of them, then would we be complaining, right? Or we also know how much
Gilbert run the
Georgia
drills at Georgia. Do we know?
No, I don't think he did at Georgia, but they were at the pro day. Every team was at the pro day for Georgia. They're also a little bit more close to the vest on the Georgia side of their pro day. But we did have confirmation that our representatives were there. But the thing is, too, remember, they brought in A.J. Halsey, the safety out of LSU. there are still quality Kamari Ramsey, everyone's favorite EMW. There's still Bud Clark. There are still a lot of really quality safeties. Trey Stooks is still on the board. There are quality safeties that are still there. When you get down into the second round, the offensive tackle talent was definitely lower. We talked all offseason about the offensive tackle when Icky got hurt. This shouldn't come as a great surprise. We have prefaced it here saying that if Monroe Freeling was available, he would be the only player that I could see give pause. I bet you that's what happened. I bet you when this board fell, that the way that it fell, Dan Morgan, Brant Tillis sat there and they said, this is a high-value position. It's a high-impact position.
Presser. Hold on here. Let's try to get that up if we can.
It's Dan Morgan's presser?
Yeah.
Can you share your screen and just bring it up? I think we could do that.
It's on YouTube, maybe?
Probably Panthers Twitter. Go to the Twitter.
No, it's not on there. I just checked.
I wonder if they're not doing it. I'm going to run through these super chats while you look for that real quick.
Here it is. Oh, yep, here it is.
You got it?
Let's go to that.
Can you bring it up? We're going to bring up the press conference, guys.
Oh, something went wrong with it? Come on. Someone else try to pull it up.
Ben Davis says, so disappointed. This won't help unless injury. Hey, first, Ben, cheers for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. I am on another beer, guys. I am on my Edmonds O cereal for dinner. This is my blonde ale brewed with almonds, vanilla, lactose, and coconut. This is a real tasty treat. Try to wash that taste out of your mouth.
Ricky, can you try to pull it up? So
where is it? Is it on YouTube?
No, it's on Panthers.com. But every time it says this video cannot be played at this time. It's finicky. But he's talking right now because I just saw a quote from one of the beat reporters.
Okay, hold on. And we're sure it's not streaming on the Panthers Twitter?
It maybe just not live yet. Sometimes they start early and then it kind of picks up after type of thing. Yeah, it's not up yet.
Yeah, something's gone wrong. Yep.
Dan Morgan, this is a quote from Dan Morgan, said they got their best player on the board and that he can play both sides, right tackle and left tackle. That was the quote.
Interesting.
Oh, there it is. It just came up. I'll put it up. It's
got
on
it?
Yep.
Hotspur G says $4.99 super chat. So make sure we add him, Curtis, to the list. Says, well, happy I don't have to wince every time Walker gets up slow, thinking Stone for side.
All right, let's listen in here.
Himself again.
Oh,
hold on. I got it. Remove.
Where is it?
Hold on. I'm gonna get it.
Can you guys hear it or no?
No.
We weren't sure if he was going to be there. We thought he might get taken a little sooner. So when he was there, it was easy pick for us. Training up at all? No, we didn't.
Can you hear it?
There we go.
You know, we wanted to sit there and just keep our picks and let it come to us. Of course, like we'll have our little conversations about should we or should we not, but at the end of the day, we just wanted to stay put and let somebody come to us, keep our picks, and keep drafting.
Listening live to the press conference of Dan Morgan, general manager for the Carolina Panthers.
Their story. What did you learn about him and this character that he's going to be?
Oh, he's an unbelievable kid. You know, just always, you know, happy, great smile. Like he loves football. Part of which is huge for Dave and I. And the rest of the staff is to get guys that love football or are passionate about being great. And you felt that from Monroe every single time you talked to him. He just loves the game. He loves competing. He's tough. So he brings everything that we were looking for.
For both of you guys, there wasn't a lot of tape to look at, 18 career starts. But what jumped out at that tape? Was there a game? Was there a play or a series of plays that impressed you?
Good question.
I mean, I think you can take it all the way through the season. I mean, you know, you look at a guy that's 6'7", has 34-inch arms, huge hands. He's just an athlete out there, an athlete that can pass protect. He can mirror, you know, run block, get to the second level. He can move the line of scrimmage. He just does so many things well.
Ask about Walker. What does this mean for this offensive line room? Let's get that question across. Come on.
You know, from a player standpoint and also somebody we wanted to, you know, bring into that locker room.
You on that question?
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. Really, just for me, you always start with the athletic profile, and to get a guy that's 21 years old, who's, for all intents and purposes, hasn't fully grown into his body completely, but to already be 6'7" and 315 pounds, he's going to settle into some really good football. The strength and all that stuff will continue to develop, but we kind of start there with the movement.
Dave sold it when not drafted for depth. That was the smoke screen they tried to throw out there.
Straight
So
line
let's
speed, length,
take
all
note of
that's
that
very
for next
forgiving
draft.
for an offensive
He
lineman.
did that on purpose.
That's what really fired me up about his film.
Is there an advantage to not having that experience and being a little bit maybe more moldable? I know you've talked about
Or someone
quarterbacks
overruled
who are
Canales.
trained, but also with a guy who has the
I don't
athletic
think so.
traits and the type of blocking scheme you do.
He kind of looks sad. Maybe he was. He's like, I want Mekhi Lemon.
You'd always like guys to have more games, more experience that way. I just know different scenarios happen in the game. But to your point, having a guy that, has limited starts when you get them, you really do have a chance to imprint on them just our style, philosophy, and techniques and drills and all those things. But
Dave, you talked about
there's a give
not
and take there.
drafting for depth. What do you say now? That's my question.
You guys drafted for
He can't hear you, Curtis.
you guys got a chance to talk to Bryce right after the pick. Did you guys get a chance to call him and get his reaction to Monroe?
We have not.
No, I haven't, but he actually texted me and sounded pretty excited about it. So
Who was
They
that?
haven't
Edgar
they
Walker.
haven't spoken to him. Hold on, who was it?
It was
Dave
Edgar
Tepper?
Walker.
like, let's go with exclamation points. So I think Bryce is pretty happy.
Oh, it's Bryce.
Okay.
Bryce.
Of course he's happy. He can be like, oh, I hate the pick.
No, we weren't.
How did last year, the way the O-line kind of shook out, that there were so many different combinations of guys who needed to be flexible, kind of play into this pick, knowing that you were getting a versatile guy who could be doing something like what you saw last year out of your O-line group?
Yeah, I think, Dan said it for us, like we're always trying to add value to the fronts, both sides, whether it was in free agency or the draft, with the two edge rushers last year with Nick and Princely, free agency with Bobby and Turk, getting those guys in here. You can always help your team by solidifying your front and by adding talent that way. And so we're so glad it worked out this way, because it is along that vein, to continue to get guys into both of those rooms, because as we've seen, we play with a lot of combinations of offensive linemen over the last 2 years, and not just us, but around the league, that,
and they spend heavily
that
in
happens
in
to
that
teams.
group.
So it's comforting to know that you have a room full of really talented athletes.
You guys entered free agency.
Malachi Lawrence just went to Dallas.
Under contract.
Was that pick 22 or 23?
Now you guys have kind of.
I'm not sure what they had.
Now, what is your level of confidence in that room in general?
Yeah, 23.
And, following tonight.
So
Yeah,
who was
I think,
22? That
we
was
feel
the
really good
Chargers.
about it. I think.
Yeah, they got.
We might not be done.
I think
there.
we announced it.
I think that's again, like we want to make both offensive line, defensive line as strong as possible. So we feel good about it right now, but we'll continue to add if we see guys we like the rest of the draft.
Or Dave, you guys have been reluctant to give us much of a timeline on Icky. You say he's doing well. We saw some video of him walking in the building. Can you give us a better idea when you?
Thank you, Jay Pratt. That's right. Messidor at 22.
He's doing great. He's making a lot of progress in terms of timeline. I don't have that for you.
Does that uncertain timeline, I'm sorry, Scott, did that factor into this pick?
No, it was best player available, somebody that we felt like was a great player that we thought could help our team, and
Interesting.
that was it.
Dave,
I doubt it.
you keep talking about how athletic this guy is. Is he a possible tackle eligible pass receiver?
I gotta see what kind of hands we're dealing with here, but we definitely use a big tight end. So if he doesn't win a job, he's going to play.
Yeah, come on, man.
Because he's just such a talent.
I feel like either of you guys, do you feel like he's better on one side or the other, left, right?
Left side. That's
certainly
what he's
more
like.
evidence
Come on, man.
left, but with this athleticism, he'll be able to do both in time.
You drafted him to be a left tackle. Can we stop the
Used to be
pleasantries?
Like the left tackle was your athletic guy, and the right tackle would be more your bruiser. Do you feel like the league's caught up to where both of those positions are just as important and just as athletic?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think
What are we doing here,
you
guys?
Have an athlete on both sides. I mean, the rushers nowadays are,
Do you
get
want
him
your
more and
tackles
more
to be athletic, or do you want them to
faster,
not be
bigger,
athletic?
stronger. So
good stuff.
I think if you can have athletes on
Dylan
both
is
sides,
falling.
I mean,
BPay's mentioned that. That's interesting too.
Let's go fucking get him. All right, now you got me all jacked up.
Thanks.
Go fucking get him, Dan. Get back in the war room, dude. Hey, hold on. First of all, really cool to be able to watch that press conference. That's good information. I think that we do have to just remember for a second here, man. This is not a bad pick. Like, I know that there is some disappointment because of the fact that Dylan Thieneman was sitting right there and that Mekhi Lemon was sitting right there. And the way that Dave and Dan spoke, I'm going to be a little bit not critical on them, but the way that they spoke about him and said, like, the athletic profile definitely stands out and all that stuff.
Hold on. KC Concepcion was just drafted by the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, good pick for him.
Sorry.
Good pick. But the thing is, though, man, the tape for Monroe Freeling, there are definitely some technical inconsistencies and some raw elements to it. But you're talking about Maxie Haneker went 2 picks afterwards, and he's played football for 4 years. And we had fans salivating over him. Monroe Freeling was a 5-star recruit. This dude plays football. He's a good football player. He did a lot of really good things. His college football playoff tape, if you go back and watch those games, that's what made this guy declare for the NFL draft, in my opinion. That is where he decided that his value was high and that he could go in the top 25 picks of this draft, despite there being some pretty good offensive linemen in this draft. Spencer Fano and Caleb Lomu were highly regarded offensive linemen coming in. Francis Mauanoa was a 5-star recruit and played right tackle at a dominant level for years. These are guys that are really good football players, and he put his name in that hat because he wasn't scared of it and he knew his talent. This dude is a good football player. I think he's going to be a great left tackle. They might be a little bit coy about what he could do. Oh, he can play left tackle, he can play right tackle. That's great because we might need both of those things. Make no mistake, I'm going to jump out on a limb here on my own, even despite our coaches and our general manager not saying this. This is our left tackle for the future. And whether that's an indictment on Ike Mekwonu or not and his health status, I think that they had questions about Ike's long-term status here as a left tackle to begin with.
100%. They're still playing at coast.
Right.
Yes.
And so let's not act like we weren't in dire need for this kind of player. This kind of player is a game changer for us. If he turns into what a Laramie Tunsil type of player is, or a Trent Williams type of player is, and I know those are lofty things, but you should be lofty. You drafted him 19th overall, and you drafted him over other quality players. We should have high expectations for this guy. And I think that that's a good thing because we have not had a franchise left tackle. Ike is not a franchise left tackle with no doubt, right? He is not that. Since Jordan Gross, we have not had it. And when we had Jordan Gross as our left tackle,
he's better? You think he's going to be decent at right? I'm sorry, I don't mean.
I don't think he's going to play right. I don't think Monroe Freeling's going to play right tackle.
No. I'm talking about Ike.
No, I think Ike kicks inside, if anything.
Okay.
I think Ike is a guard, if anything.
For
he's playing
for Hunt? Or for
probably. But I also think that he might play whatever position he plays next for a different football team. I don't necessarily think that Ike Ekwonu is going to get a second contract for the Panthers because I think he's going to have value somewhere else. And what we just did is we cost controlled that entire situation. I think that what we are looking at, Jordan Gross was the last franchise left tackle that we had on our roster. And when Jordan Gross was on our roster, we went to the Super Bowl. So miss me with the idea that this is a bad pick just because of the fact that he's a left tackle and we don't seem to need one because we have Rasheed Walker. Edgar said it at the top of this conversation. Rasheed Walker was signed for 1 year, $4 million. And the team that was letting him start at left tackle for them was the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love, and they're in a playoff and Super Bowl aspiration mode right now. They let him walk. And so, like, read into the context around all of that. Monroe Freeling was a good football pick. It was not the pick that a lot of fans wanted, but we're going to revisit this and we're going to say, man, glad they took that chance and took that player. And when we see what happens in the second and third, if Dan and Dave are aggressive in the second and third, they are 100%. Fans are going to do the same thing that we did last year, as Edgar brought up again, that when Jalen Walker was not our pick and a lot of fans loved him. And look, Jalen Walker's a good football player.
I want to just say this.
Hold on. Let me finish my soapbox real quick because I'm losing my train of thought already and the beers are starting to kick in. When we saw Jalen Walker and he's got off to a slow start in Atlanta and then he started coming around, Jalen Walker may turn out to be a really good player. But Tedero McMillan, what he provided this team was necessary. What Monroe Freeling will provide this team is necessary. and we will revisit this and we will be happy about this. I am a true believer of that. I think it's a pretty good pick, man. I'm happy about it.
But I don't knock fans for not liking it either.
Not at all. Not at all.
I am over the everything is sunshine and roses with every pick on this team. I'm sorry.
That's right.
And I get it. We need to take that at face value, and player deserves a chance. But if fans don't like the pick, they don't like the pick.
Perfectly fine.
Did we get to some of these super chats? I feel like we missed a ton of super chats.
Let me look. Hold on.
Where did we? I know we had Ray. Did we hit Taylor's? Was Monroe Freeling's?
We got Taylor's because that was the last question. And then I got Ben Davis, so disappointed.
What about Hotspur?
And I got Hotspur. Okay. So let's start at Keaton. Okay. Y'all remember Cam Irving? Thank you, Keaton. Great question.
Oh, I thought he was like talking shit about.
No, he's saying you remember Cam Irving being like, "Hey, you want him playing left tackle?"
Yeah.
Cheers, Keaton. Cheers. Great point right there. Grayson 6517 says, "I'm super disappointed. No way Lemon and Dylan are there, and we don't take either of them." I hear you, man. And as Curtis just said, I am not trying to tell someone not to be disappointed. The only thing that I am trying to do here is use a little bit of practical or logic as well in saying that just because we didn't take other good players doesn't mean that we didn't also just take a really good player. That's all I'm trying to say.
The Bears hold on. The Bears pick is in. The Texans have traded up after the Bears.
Okay.
So,
interesting. Katie also said Panthers know how they can make me happy. All she wants is Eli. That's
Josh Norris, a guy who we cheers to Katie first.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Norris, a guy I think a lot of us respect. He said, "Sick pick by the Panthers. Monroe Freeling is the prototype."
Right. And so that's the thing. And Josh Norris, WFNZ guy back in the day, has Carolina ties, and he has pushed KC Concepcion in the hardest way, talking about him being possibly wide receiver 1. I believe he even had him near there in his rankings. But for him to come out and say this is a great pick, it's exactly what I'm saying. Just because we didn't make other really good picks doesn't negate this as being a good pick, man. This is a smart pick. This is a future and present focused pick. This is going to help our football team, guys.
All right, Bears are in. Let's listen. Bears are in.
Whew. Man. I appreciate everyone that enjoys my soliloquy there.
Damn it!
Who'd they take?
Thieneman. Fuck!
Oh.
Damn, that is painful.
And he went to the Bears of all fucking places.
God damn.
Oh. Okay. Let's pivot for a second. Let's get back to some.
Hold on. There's a trade. I wanted to talk about the trade.
It's the Houston trade. Yeah.
Yeah. So Texans get 26 and 91. So they moved up with Buffalo. Buffalo gets 28, 69, and 167. So they went Buffalo, big jump from 91 to 69. I mean, that's massive.
Is that Omar Cooper?
I don't know. We'll see.
That's a big jump. And what's up, Doug? First of all, shout out. What's up, Doug? He says, just look at how everyone was upset about Jordan Gross pick.
Doug, if you want to join or if you want to come in, let us know. We'll send you the link. I know you.
Yeah, anybody else too in the chat, man. Like, look, we're here for the rest of this first round. We got about 6 more picks left. We're here for the next 6 picks. If y'all want to come in and give your opinions right here on the show, we're gonna open it up for the first time. He says Kay says here he's like Lane Johnson. Look. There's a lot of projection.
If that's the guy, I mean, I'm not hating that.
There's a lot of Thomas says that he'll hop on. Thomas, I'll shoot you
an NFL snap. Let's relax a little bit.
Thomas, I'll shoot you a link, man. But no, when you do these comps, though, what you're doing with the comps is you're literally just saying like projection of play style, physical ability, and things like that, and ceiling. I do absolutely see a very high ceiling. He was the only one in my entire draft guide that I said has franchise left tackle capability. The only one. And he was a 4.5-star fit for the Carolina Panthers. And the only reason he wasn't a 5-star fit is because we didn't have a verified meeting between them. That is the only credibility or the only criteria that he did not hit for my draft guide being a 5-star. The only criteria. He fits everything to a T. He is absolutely tremendous, man.
Where is Bo? Oh, there we go. All right, Bo, I just sent it to you.
And I'm sending it to Thomas as well.
Man. So we got to trade. Miami traded with the Niners. So Miami is moving up, and Miami goes 30, or the 49ers get 30 and 90.
Okay.
Dolphins get 27 and 138. So that's a big jump for the 49ers.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Fucking Chicago. Son of a bitch. Of course he'd go there, man. Of course. Hey, don't forget, guys, we are doing a jersey giveaway for a Monroe Freeling jersey. Who doesn't want an offensive lineman jersey? Those are badass, by the way.
They are badass.
When I see those in the stadium, I'm like, I respect that dude.
Yeah.
Or lady. Both of them. Respect. Total respect. And we're also giving away a full-size Panthers helmet with a KK Short signature on it. So, all right, Panthers Bow for the first time ever on the pod.
Thomas, I'm trying to get to your profile.
This
Thomas,
is
will you send me?
breaking.
Thomas, will you send me a DM?
Oh, we had Dylan Thieneman right in our hands, and we didn't take him, man.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I was disappointed. It's kind of shocking, but I mean, it's kind of a smart pick, man. I mean, we would have gone into the season knowing that, one, are we sure about Icky's injury? Walker was kind of the stopgap between that. So, I mean, this kind of a meat and potatoes. It's not sexy, but I'm not mad about it. It seems like a pretty smart pick. I mean, God forbid we got to evaluate Bryce Young in his 5th year, and he's getting, just completely railroaded on because we can't get a guy that can stop any passer. So I'm understanding it. I mean, it seemed like Bryce is happy. He sent a text saying, "Let's go." So, I mean, yeah, let's go, baby.
And do you want to evaluate Bryce Young? Bo, first of all, good to see you, buddy. Do you want to evaluate Bryce Young?
Do you have a drink?
Cheers to Panthers, Bo, man.
You have a drink? You better have a drink.
Does he have a drink? What are we talking about here, man? Panthers,
All
Bo,
right, here we go.
Panthers on tap regular.
Texans pick right here. Hold on.
But if we have Stone Forsyth and Rasheed Walker as our left tackles, right? And I know people like Rasheed Walker, and this isn't to completely crap on Rasheed Walker, but this is a guy whose team let him walk, and it only got signed for $4 million for a year.
Kalen Rutledge just went to the Texans.
Who did?
Kalen Rutledge.
Oh, damn it. I love Keelan Rutledge. That's my guy. But if you have those guys as your evaluation point for Bryce Young in the most pivotal year of his career, and what is going to be a financial situation for the Carolina Panthers, they're going to have to allocate close to $120 million to Bryce Young. That's probably what we're looking at, if not more, right? You're talking about a significant chunk of change. Getting Monroe Freeling in there is a really wise way of going about this, I think. And I think that they are betting on the development of the wide receivers with this wide receiver-centric coaching staff. They brought in Darren Bevel. Darren Bevel is a explosives-driven, run game first type of constructor of an offense as well. Brad Idzik in his first year as an offensive coordinator. If you give an offensive coordinator in his first year a shoddy offensive line, you're asking for a bad setup, man. So I just think that this is a smart way of going about it. And I hate Dylan Thieneman is not a Panther. I hate that. But when we look at Monroe Freeling later, we might be really happy that he's a Panther.
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. I think there's just too much upside. And like you said, I mean, even before Icky got injured, I mean, how many times you watching the game and you've got, whether it's a trench bro or whether someone just Icky again. Oh man, are you kidding? So this is you're hitting a couple birds with one stone. You're getting younger at a position. This could be, we could look back on this and be like, man, that was it always seems like some of these decisions where the fans are kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Sometimes come back to be, hey, it was, we kind of got our meat and potatoes. It worked out well for us. So
that's right. And look, we have Thomas joining the show as well. This is Threes and TDs here on the show. Thomas, thank you for being on.
Oh
yeah, man.
Hey, Thomas.
Man, it's good to see you.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to put the face to the profile. Heck yeah. Good to have you in here.
Thomas, I'm going to bring up a comment here first that Panther Blue brings up, and he says, Dan says might not be done with the O-line picks. So that doesn't bother me either. As a fan of the guy who just went to the Houston Texans and Keelan Rutledge, we still have Luke Fortner is another guy that is in the very similar vein of what Rasheed Walker's signing was, of a competitive signing, not necessarily a fixed stop signing. So when we look at this and we say Panthers fans are upset about the left tackle, what happens when we sign Sam Hecht or we draft Sam Hecht in the second round? Then all of a sudden everybody's up in arms, but we might have the entire offensive line fortified for the next 2 years to 5 years.
Well, remember, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
I mean, remember what Mike K, who is more plugged in to this franchise than probably, I mean, outside of Joe Person, right? Those two are the guys. But he said that he thought they would for sure, if he had to bet on anybody being drafted, it would be center. So, I mean, like, we are going to draft a center in this draft. And so, and my thing is, I love Thieneman. I know that there's some people that have Thieneman as a top 10 player, but like, I need Panthers fans. I need Panthers fans to not only think short term about roster building. You have to have an offensive tackle if you want Bryce to be upright. So this is why I have no issue with the pick. Think about our tackle situation right now. Nobody wanted to sign Walker. Now, I was so happy that we signed Walker, but I think it says something that nobody in the league was willing to offer Walker a deal. That means something to me. And Moton is at the end of his career. So what happens if Walker doesn't pan out? And then next year we have to find a replacement for Moton. So I've been trying to kind of warn Panthers fans, like, we really might go tackle. And I know that this is a hot take. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back-to-back tackles next year, because we're going to need a replacement for Moton. Like, he's not going to play that much longer.
Here's my most pertinent question for you, Thomas. And this is the nitty-gritty. This is the kind of questions we ask here on Panthers on Tap. Is this mustache a sign of a Jacob Rodriguez fandom, or is this mustache just Thomas in the wild?
No, man, this is Thomas in the wild.
I like
this
it.
is Thomas
I
in the
like
wild.
it. I just had to know. I had to know if this was just your pledge to Jacob Rodriguez over the last
do
couple
like
weeks.
Jacob. I do like Jacob, and I would be fine with a trade up for Jacob.
Morgan was just on McAfee's show talking about the pick.
I wouldn't mind if we trade up and get Jacob if he's available, because I don't think, but I was not one of the guys.
Send it in. This guy's my favorite. Send that in right
But
now.
I was not for Jacob at 19. That was a little too spicy for me, but I wouldn't mind a trade up for Jacob. I think
You
Jacob
got
Rodriguez
Rodriguez too. I mean, you might need to go as him for Halloween, man.
Where was Curtis for the last like 45 seconds at the beginning of that conversation? He just noticed the mustache. That was the entire question, Curtis. I'm crying out. Hey, Bo, how was the show that you just did earlier, man? How was your spot earlier?
I think we had a couple viewers. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's good. That's my guy. You know, I always show up.
Chris Johnson, Miami.
That's my guy. That's my cornerback too. Was he the second corner off the board? He is, right?
Yeah.
All right. How about
McCoy, the slip of McCoy it's real.
Hey, here you go. You get a little love. You get a little love from JP here, Thomas. You got Thomas Selleck is your new nickname.
Nice.
I dig it. Show a little bit of chest hair, sit on top of like a 1970s Porsche, you know, just do your thing, man.
Is Omar Cooper Jr. still available, or did he go?
He is.
He's still on.
There.
Still on the board.
I know that's one of isn't that one of your guys, Edgar's? Isn't that one of your draft crushes?
I mean, I liked him when he was a round 2 guy. I wasn't like pounding the table for 19, but I like him.
Okay.
We've had Sonny Styles go, but has there been any other off-ball backers that have gone yet? There's not, right?
I mean, if you consider Reese,
I do, yeah, and I do, but I don't think that most do. I think that most would consider him more of a pass rusher, edge player. But it's interesting because of all the comments about Jacob Rodriguez being the second off-ball backer off of the board, most likely. But we're seeing what that means. It didn't necessarily mean a first round. You could be a Carson Schwarzenegger situation where he's early in the second. And maybe that's a situation where Dan Morgan. All right, so let's poll this audience here with Bo and Thomas and Edgar and Curtis. Do you guys have interest with seeing how the board is sitting right now? Would you have interest in trying to be aggressive and move up from 51 to grab any of these players like an Omar Cooper, like a Jacob Rodriguez? There are still guys like Peter Woods that is on the board right now that, you know, had a very high grade coming into the season, and then the pre-draft situation happened. The arm length measurements, the athletic testing kind of threw him off. Anybody on that board right now that makes you kind of like perk your ears up and say, hey, we should go get him? Let's start with Panther Bo.
Yeah, Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, I don't know what it would take to go up and where he's. I mean, I project that he could still go in the first round, or maybe at the beginning of tomorrow. But yeah, that's a guy that, man, if you find a way to get him, go grab him.
Thomas, what do you say?
I know it doesn't really fit with the types of guys that Morgan wants, but I am a huge D'Angelo Pons guy. Like, I love Pons, and I know he's undersized, but he is going to play. What is he, like 5'9", 5'8"?
5'8".
I mean, he is going to play every bit his size. I don't know if you see him as a nickel or not, Ricky, but like, we need an upgrade. We need an upgrade over whoever's going to play nickel for us. So that's a guy that I wouldn't mind. There was some talk of him going at the end of the first. So if he's available after picks 5 or 6, like that's not something I would mind. But I also wouldn't mind staying at 51 either. It really just depends on who's there.
Edgar, before you give your answer, Katie is giving us a little bit of a tease.
Yeah,
here
we have
saying
some
Ricky's
breaking
gonna love
news.
New England's picks.
We have some breaking news on New England's pick. The Patriots have selected Diana
Rossini. Oh, we made the same joke, man. We made the same joke, man.
Hey, chat, can you help me out? The last pick that we have on our ticker is pick 23 for the Cowboys, Malachi Lawrence. Can someone toss in what we've done since then? Because I have tunnel visioned into this group of gentlemen that we have here on the show. Edgar, trade up possibilities in the second round, or are you comfortable sitting tight and letting it fall to you?
I would trade up in round 2. Trading up from 51 up into this is going to be very expensive, and I don't want to spend that much. Like, we're not that far. We're not that close to Super Bowl contention. So if we're going to trade up, I would trade up in the second round, but not into the first.
Curtis, what do you think? Jacob Rodriguez, I don't even need to ask.
No, I agree with Edgar. I would wait until the second. I do think they need to trade up in the second to get him, and I'm doing it 100% to go and get him. But Carolina threw me a curveball with their first pick, so who knows, man?
Has the New England pick been named yet? Then
yeah, it's Lomu.
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb Lomu, terrific football player. I do love that pick, Katie. You're exactly right. And Panther Blue in the chat, let me bring up his comment here, points out and says, Lomu to the Pats again shows that offensive tackles are prime picks in the first round. So as much displeasure as Panthers fans might have, you're seeing this across the board right now in the first round. We've had, 7 offensive linemen go, I think, in this first round? Is that correct? That is a high chunk of picks going to the offensive line, man. And that's not that doesn't even count Keelan Rutledge, I don't think. I think I missed Keelan Rutledge. It might be 8 offensive linemen in the first round.
And by the way, we're giving away a Monroe Freeling jersey by the end of the night, and also a full-size helmet, full-size, not mini, full-size helmet of a signed Panthers helmet by KK Short. So
that's a pretty cool piece of memorabilia, man.
Yeah.
KK Short. Panther Bo, you're a member in the tap room, I believe. So you got your 3 picks already in there for that.
Giddy up. Give me that helmet, man. I want that helmet.
Hey, Bo, I will send you my Jeremy Chin jersey and put duct tape on it for 31, and we'll put the enemy on it. We'll just dream that he was here.
I thought we were, dude. I was so sure we were gonna get him, and
We were all talking about it. Edgar was sitting there like, you dumbass.
Edgar knew. Yeah.
I knew how disappointed you'd be, but I was just holding it in. I wanted to see your reactions.
I won't ruin the pick. I won't ruin the pick, but the Chiefs pick is in, just so y'all know.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We have 1,400 people watching the show right now. Guys, if you are not a member of the tap room, if you sign up, it's $4.99 a month. You will get 3 entries into this giveaway that we were just talking about. That is a giveaway for a Monroe Freeling Carolina Panthers jersey and or a signed full-size Carolina Panthers helmet by KK Short, one of the great defensive tackles that we had. That run with KK Short and Star Lotulelei, man, that is one of the greater moments of my young life, was watching that football team and that defensive front play ball.
We have a trade. The Jets are now on the clock for San Fran. So the
Carson
Jets
Beck.
trade back into the first round.
They want Carson Beck and his deflated right tire. I mean,
Is
his
this
arm.
maybe? I'm not I don't know what it is, but I wonder if this is Omar Cooper Jr. territory. You know, Kyle Shanahan loves those wide receivers, so I wonder if they're going to do that.
Shout out to Sir Icy. Just became a member of the tap room, so that's 3 entries for Sir Icy as well. Curtis, make sure you get that on the board.
What is
Appreciate you, Sir Icy, a new member of the tap. Curtis is like 4 makers marks and a couple of lobes deep right now. He's having a go of it. Curtis is fighting in his own body right now. He's just in there just battling. He's got a war room going inside of him. What are you drinking, Panther Bo?
I just got a little bit of Coke in here, just some of the good stuff. So yeah,
just a little Jalen Coker with you.
Yeah, that's
little Coke for Thomas as well. Well, look, I'm gonna pick up y'all slack real quick, and I'm gonna have me another little nip of this here El Tesoro Reposado. I'm gonna keep the fun times rolling. We got about 2 or 3 more picks that we have left here.
God, if the Jets get a QB here, that might be the dumbest thing ever.
Ricky, I want to know if we can get long-haired Ricky back, because when I saw that picture on the draft guide or whatever it was, I mean, it's time for that to come back, man.
That was the dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, I had long hair as about 6 days ago, and then I was in crunch time for the Carolina draft guide, and I made a business decision to get as aerodynamic as I could so that nothing could get in my way, and I cut the hair off. I trimmed the beard up and I said, hey, it's time to really buckle down. So now I have another probably 3 years before the hair grows back out. My wife wasn't pleased about it either, just to let you know. Cheers, everybody.
All right, here we go, Chiefs.
There it is.
Oh, the Clemson, Peter Woods.
Okay.
For the Chiefs.
Interesting. So the Chiefs also earlier in this draft, who did they trade up to select?
Delane.
Mansour Delane. So they have a cornerback
Lock down that defense, man.
And a disruptive 3-tech that they will line up next to Chris Jones. And George Karlaftis, who, hey, Panther Bo, where did George Karlaftis play his college ball?
Boiler Up, baby. That's another Purdue guy. I love how Ricky's he's like an encyclopedia on all this stuff. And he knows I pucker up every time there's a Purdue guy that comes on the board. So always appreciated.
The problem is, man, that this old skull is just filled with only that. You could ask me like, hey, what did you do last weekend with your family? And I'm like, hold on, man. Like, let me go back and look at my notes. No, that's not true either. It's up there too somewhere, just in a trap door.
I'm sure of it.
All right, so I don't know. We did not get all of the picks put in.
Yeah,
on the clock. On the clock, HQ 1400 sad Panther fans. Come on the clock. One row Freeling's not that bad, dude.
Who are you missing, Ricky?
I'm missing everybody. I'm at pick 23, bro. I've frozen time.
We got Casey Concepcion to the Browns.
You don't even know what number that is.
24.
Oh, okay, never mind. Look at you fucking mathematician. Look at you.
Then Dylan Thieneman.
Well, hold on now. You think I can type that fast?
Yeah.
You just saw me take a shot of Reposado, and you're naming these off like I'm like a human typewriter.
Get on it, dude.
All right, so 24. Now I'm at 25. 25 is the
Thieneman to the Bears.
The Bears. A pick that we don't acknowledge.
God, it pisses me off.
All right, so we're at 25 for the Bears, and then we're going to go 26 is the
Keelan Rutledge to the Texans on a trade up.
Texans with a trade with Buffalo. Is that correct?
Yep.
Trade with Buffalo.
And the Jets pick is in, so they'll be coming up here soon. Yeah, Omar Cooper. Does that seem like that was like mocked to them in one of their earlier picks? 16, I think.
Wait, who was 27? 27 was
27 was Chris Johnson to the Dolphins, and that was in a trade up with San Fran.
Man, we have had a lot of trades, haven't we?
Yeah, in the last 3 picks were all trades. Last 4.
Chris Johnson is a really good football player, man. That's going to be good for them. 28 was what we just had.
28 was Caleb Lomu for the New England Patriots. Here we go with Goodell and the Jets. Who do they take?
Oh
no.
There you go.
Cooper. There it is.
So is 29 the Chiefs?
29 was the Chiefs to
At
Peter
Peter
Woods,
Woods.
and then the Jets just took Omar Cooper. So there was trades from 26 to 30. That's 5 trades in a row.
30 is the Jets.
Omar Cooper. Yep.
Oh, I'm at 1,000 limit capacity here. Okay. Deal. Let's start from 19 then. How about it?
Did you guys catch Monroe Freeling's reaction video?
No, but I heard he was ecstatic, right?
You should. It's on the Panthers Twitter. So if you have a spot where you want to show it, like it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not viral, but it's a cool it's what you'd want your number 1 pick to react to the news.
Did he throw all the hats off the table?
Nothing will top Nick's score. Nothing.
That's
will
what
top
I
Nick's
want.
score.
Did
He was angry.
Did he take the Bucks and the Falcons and the Saints hat, spin it, and throw it on the ground and stomp on it?
So we're at pick 31 then. Is that correct, fellas?
Yeah, 31, and it's Buffalo and Seattle with the last 2, unless someone trades up. Oh, the Titans are on the clock with a trade.
Who would the Titans be trading up for? Who's still on this board right now?
They take Rodriguez. I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I mean, that would be a Saleh. That would be a Robert Saleh kind of.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready for the Curtis crash out.
So wait, that's a trade with who at 31? Who did they just trade out with?
I don't know if they traded to Seattle or for.
No, Seattle's 32.
Oh yeah, they traded. It doesn't say the terms yet. They traded with the Bills. The Bills traded twice now.
Twice, yeah, because the Bills were at 28. They
do
traded
that
with
a
the
lot.
Patriots. Yeah. So wait, the Patriots and the Bills traded within division?
Did they?
And so the Eagles and Cowboys?
Yeah, I think so, right? Because the Patriots were
Bills
28.
traded 31, 6, or the Bills got. No, they traded 31-69. I'm sorry. Garoppolo is making this confusing. So
I'm sure it's Garoppolo. That's the
Bills
problem.
Bills traded 31-69, 165. The Titans traded 35-66, 101. So the Bills gain in the second round, I think the tail end of the second or the and then in the third round.
Do y'all want to know the compensation for the Titans Bills, or are you not interested? Do y'all want to know what it is?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Titans get 31, 69, and 165, and then the Bills get 35, 66, and 101.
Thank you.
That's
that
good.
took me a while.
That's a good trade for Buffalo.
I don't know, Curtis. You've been impressive, man. Even with all the drinks, I mean, I've been impressed.
He's kind of sharp, right?
Yeah, it's like is it bourbon you're drinking or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's on the lobes.
Lobes.
He's back down a bit.
Just wait till Rodriguez goes off the board.
Wait, what?
Oh man, that will absolutely.
You're saying Buffalo selected. That ain't right.
Panther Bo was just calling you sharp, man. Don't
No, Jordan Schultz. No, Jordan
immediately
Schultz
goes downhill.
Jordan Schultz just fucked up. You don't know what he's doing.
Look at Katie. Katie's enjoying this now. Look at this. Now you're hitting the funny bone. You're hitting the funny. Look, it's 3 in a row from Katie. She's on fire.
Go look at Jordan Schultz's tweet, and then you'll know what I'm saying.
I'm not looking.
You know, the other guy that was linked to the Panthers for a little bit there, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, is still available. So I wonder. I mean, he has not been drafted. I know that there's a wide range of opinions.
I can see it.
I mean, I didn't fall when people were talking about him at the same level of Thieneman. I was like, we need to calm down now. I'm not there. I'm not anywhere close to there. But he was somebody that was getting mocked consistently in the first round. Anywhere from
Tennessee, baby.
Bo, what do you think about Emmanuel
McNeil? Could this be the favorite pick of the draft right here?
Yeah.
I've got
Wesley.
Wesley coming in with the hammer at the end here.
Hold on here. Let's see this pick.
We're going to get to the pick, and then Wesley, we're going to pull up the super chat.
320-some thousand people in Pittsburgh tonight. That's around where Green Bay was at, I believe.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow. Good for them.
Here we go. Keldrick Fall.
Keldrick Fall.
Shameless
Hey,
favorite.
you know what? Keldrick Falk gets a lot of shit, man. I'm gonna give him a little bit of flowers here. Keldrick Falk is a really good football player, man. And what his role is going to be is an edge setter, is a run defender, but he's going to be able to move up and down that line. He's going to be able to offer looks in speed packages. He's going to be able to be an immediate contributor at a run defense. But his physical tools absolutely do lend you to believe that he can be a good, if not dominant, pass rusher in spurts. It is going to be a matter of, can they work with his mechanics and keeping his pad level down? Can they work with his hand usage? Can they build some counters into his repertoire? But this is a good football player, man. And he's also 21 years old. Like, I just think that sometimes we have like this trauma as Panthers fans that we just edge setter sets us off, right? Did you guys know that Jalen Phillips is a terrific edge setter? Like, and like that is part of why he was valued the way that he was in bringing him in free agency. The difference is he is a proven pass rusher and disruptor, but he doesn't finish the way that a lot of Panthers fans demand their edges to finish. His sack numbers are not where people like them to be, but we are projecting him to be better here. Keldrick Falk is a young dude, man. I don't know. I try not to bash guys unnecessarily. And Shamar Stewart was a guy that caught a lot of hell last year. He had a bad first rookie season. He had the contract holdout and all those things. But from a physical standpoint, that is a really big-time athlete. You give these big-time athletes to NFL coaches, it's not just on these kids, man, these young 21-year-olds to reach their ceiling. It is on these coaches to put these guys in positions to succeed. So if these guys fail, it is on as much condemnation on the coaches. Like Trevin Wallace, Xavier Legette. I know that there are things that we don't like about some of these players. These coaches have a responsibility for that too. So I just wanted to give a little bit of pause on some of the bashing on the prospects individually.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because the talk has been wide receiver, these splashy picks for Carolina. Carolina had Mekhi Lemon, Omar Cooper, Casey Concepcion on the board. They don't go there. Does that say they just took the best player available, or does that say they believe in what Legette can do in his third year here in Carolina?
Edgar, start off with you there.
I tweeted like a long time ago. I was like, where they're putting all their interest is O-line and wide receivers. So I saw if the wide receivers they wanted were off the board, they're going to go to offensive tackle. If all the offensive tackles flew, they probably would have gone wide receiver. I think if it comes down to where do you want to put your eggs in this basket, right? Like they did wide receiver work and offensive tackle work up and down the board. Ricky and I have talked about this. There is a big chasm once these top offensive tackles fall, like what the rest of the draft looks like. They could still get playmakers at wide receiver. I know it's not Lemon. I know it's not Cooper. I know it's Concepcion, but there are some playmakers still out there, and that I'm excited to see if they go. I wouldn't be surprised. I told Thomas on his show, I would be surprised if they don't draft a wide receiver in this class.
Thomas, what do you think?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Kind of just what is the standing with Xavier Legette and kind of this wide receiver room in general? If they let some of these guys that were on the board go, are we kind of saying that the coaching staff might have a greater anticipation of the in-house talent and maybe not looking for outside help?
I don't think so. I think that they want to get another playmaker. I mean, I think it would be great if Legette turned out to be what they wanted him to be, or at least a little more of what he was last year. But I really don't think Dan Morgan, Brandon Tillis, and Canales are saying this is it. Like we're good with our wide receivers. I do want to give y'all a shout out. Didn't y'all do a draft crush where y'all talked Edgar and Ricky, and you said something about like it's going to be really hard if Freeling is there? Like for him not to take it. I'm pretty sure I saw that episode where y'all were specifically talking about that. So, but yeah, to answer your question, I think there is going to be a wide receiver that is drafted. Now, it might not be round 2, maybe round 3, but I think they're going to add somebody to the room.
And there are ways to do that without having to allocate premium capital, right? And that's the lesson to be learned here. How much do Carolina Panthers fans love Jalen Coker, right? We love him, right? We think the world of him. We think that he's got a really high ceiling. Let me ask you, Curtis, can you tell me which round Jalen Coker was drafted in the NFL draft?
0.
He was not. He was not drafted. And so you can't get too bent out of shape about where a player is drafted. You find out what these guys are worth when they're on an NFL field. You're drafting for potential. You're drafting for physical profile, athletic ability. We saw Race and Jason posted in here that Monroe Freeling had the second highest RAS score ever for an offensive tackle. I just realized with Wesley Carrier commenting again, we did not hit his
we got to
super
hit
chat.
that.
Let me go to it. Wesley Carrier with another 99.99 bomb here on the super chat. Wesley Carrier, appreciate you. And cheers to Wesley. Wesley is celebrating the birth of his daughter. He is watching the Carolina Panthers draft, and he is tuned in with us on a live stream
with almost 1,500
other people hanging out with us right now. We got Frankenstein at left tackle now, and all the what ifs at O-line just dropped down a depth spot. Exactly. Won't lose sleep over it at the end of the day. Thanks for the stream, fellas. Hey, Wesley, appreciate you spending the time with us, man. You have a lot of responsibilities going on right now. You chose to be here while managing all those things. That is a great point, though, that all of the offensive line worries that we had, Stone, Forsyth, Rasheed Walker, even move it even further, right, with some of these other, like, break glass, like Brady Christensen, is he going to come back healthy enough? You don't have to worry about that immediately now with Monroe Freeling on the roster. Either he is your starting left tackle and Rasheed Walker becomes your swing and Stone Forsyth becomes your emergency guy, or Monroe Freeling gets some time to acclimate, get into it, get a little bit of development with Joe Gilbert while Rasheed Walker holds down the fort for the first little bit. Maybe this is a bye week type of situation. Maybe this is a true competition in camp. We're going to see the best guy win. And if Monroe Freeling is that guy and he starts on week 1, we're all going to feel a lot better about that pick. So I appreciate Wesley and his perspective there. And I appreciate the activity in the super chat, man. As always, Wesley, we really do value you, man.
So looks like Seattle is going about to make their pick here. Here we go.
Okay.
The last pick.
This guy's hollering, huh?
Hey, where'd you guys have Deion Burks projected to go?
Deion Burks was my wide receiver 22.
Price from Notre Dame just went.
I was not as high on him, Panther Bo. He is, first of all, his size is absolutely an outlier at about 5'9", 180 pounds. Now, he's pretty rocked up from a build standpoint, explosive as hell. He has production lapses, though, man. He has concentration lapses in his catching technique. I think that he's not a sure route runner, but I think that if you can manufacture touches, and we talked about this last night, Bo, people get really skittish about the whole manufacture touches thing. It's not a negative. If you got a guy that can create with the ball in his hands and all you have to do is figure out the creative way to do that and get him in space, that's a good thing. That means that you have a top-tier athlete that you could count on to make something happen afterwards, and you don't have to work concepts and work on timing. I think that that's his value, but I think that the value of a player like that, for me, doesn't hit a grading system the way that maybe they can impact a football game, if that makes sense.
Shit,
Absolutely.
I could have maybe got in on this Freeling presser. Damn it.
We got one more super chat here from
sorry,
B Pays. So another entry here for you, Curtis. Now you got the 20 entries for Wesley again, right?
Yeah, hold on here. I gotta add those in.
And now we have B Pays here with another $5. McNeil, Warren, or Halsey at safety if they're available. So those are two names. And let's not forget one of the fan favorites here, Trey Stooks. Trey Stooks is still on the board.
Let's cheers Pays here.
Cheers, B Pays.
So let's kind of couple that. Let's couple that right now and just go around in this group. Let's start with Bo since we haven't heard from him in a bit. We know the board now. Obviously, the first round is done. Who is your big fish for the second round that you want Carolina either to get at 51, trade up for, trade back? Who do you like here in the second round?
I mean, like I said, if there's a way that Jacob Rodriguez, you don't have to go up and give, the farm for him. I mean, that dude just, I mean, what's one of the phrases they always say, like he's a football guy, or that's just one of those dudes, high motor, whatever you want to call him, man. I'd love to see him in a Panthers helmet, but that I guess that'd be my my outlier there, my number one guy.
Okay. Thomas, what about you, man?
I talked about D'Angelo Pons. I really like D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I think he would be really, really good. I would be open at DT. Like I really would be open. I think Edgar tweeted about this, that they brought in a lot of interior defensive linemen. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna make a pick there, but like I think I felt better about the round 2 and round 3 DTs than I did about the round 1 DTs. I thought that this was a weaker round 1 DT class. So, now that Peter Woods is out, out of the way, and that Caleb Banks is out of the way, who I wouldn't have a problem getting those guys a little later, but since they're gone, I'm more comfortable. I can't remember the guy that Proctor, I think is his last name, is it
Caleb Proctor from Southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, round 2 I think is a little high, but if he's available in round 3 for me, he's a guy that I think has a lot of burst. That tape against LSU, I mean, everybody talks about how he didn't, he was playing against competition that wasn't good, but if you watch the all 22 of that game against LSU, I mean, against really good competition. That's my wife, by the way.
Oh, well, she loves the mustache.
Yeah, she does.
Lisa, thank you for chiming in. We were talking about his mustache as well, so it's nice to know that the home has the same feelings.
But yeah, I think Proctor would be maybe more of a round 3 guy, but I wouldn't mind DT.
I'll jump in here. So for me, when I look at the board, I'm still looking at guys like Trey Stooks, AJ Halsey, obviously. Jacob Rodriguez is intriguing because I know, as Panther both said, man, the guy loves ball. Like you turn it on and you watch him play. He clearly loves ball. He has a terrific affinity for zone coverage. I do think that he's a playmaker. I worry about the physicality at the next level and how willing he is to take on collision and destroy blocks as opposed to maneuver them. But I would not be mad at this point. I had a 2nd round grade on him, and he's made it to the 2nd round. So for me, there's a play there. I still think that, we've got people in the chat that are talking about we have to draft a center right here, Panther Dog, right? I agree with that. And so when you have a guy like Sam Hecht that will be sitting there, you have a guy like Connor Liu. I think that those are the premier high-end versions of the safeties or the centers that could be available. You could also wait a little bit, get a guy like Trey Zune maybe on day 3. That has a little bit of that flexibility. Yeager Burton as well, a guy that played at guard and center as well at Kentucky against SEC competition. Those guys are intriguing. Wide receiver, you got a guy like Skylar Bell if you want to, yak creator. I think that he's a tremendous football player. He's my wide receiver 6. He's still on the board, a little bit older prospect, played at UConn. But he is a tremendous football player, tested well. I'm going to go with the guy that Edgar and I both picked in our predictive mock drafts, though. And I'm going to bring up Max Clare here as a possibility in the 2nd round, because when you talk about a mismatch potential and what you want to do in 12 and 13 personnel with tight ends that can block but are also true receiving threats, Max Clare for me really stands out. Eli Stowers has also been connected to the Carolina Panthers. But I think that what Clare offers, and you look at his Purdue tape. Hey, Bo, do you know anything about Purdue football?
It's going to get old, but duh.
Yeah. Okay. So Panther Bo is our resident Boilermaker here. Will tell you that his tape at Purdue is phenomenal. And the way that Ohio State used him was a much different usage. And he did pack on a little bit of weight to that frame, which I think he carried well. I don't know if it hurt his explosiveness and his agility, but you saw flashes of exactly what made him so dynamic at Purdue. And we had late contact with him. We had a late reporting about interest with Max Clare. That's a guy that I could see. Oscar Delp is still in play as well, I believe. So there are ways to do playmakers without having to go wide receiver. And I wouldn't be surprised. I bet you they kicked the tires on Kenyon Sadiq. And Kenyon Sadiq went before them. But I bet you they kicked the tires pretty dang hard on a player like Kenyon Sadiq. And if they were interested in that type of player, that archetype of tight end, Max Clare has got to have some appeal as well as Oscar Delp. And Curtis does not like that. Curtis only wants to draft Thomas's doppelganger and Jacob Rodriguez. That is about all he has interest in. Curtis, will you tell us about which mustache ride you would like to take in round 2?
Oh, shit. What a hell of a transition. Dude, Jacob Rodriguez. I would trade out for in the first 10 picks of this draft if I could. I also like Stooks. I think we took him in our mock draft last night. I don't mind that as well, because I do think, many of us were high on Dylan. Whether you think he's a better suited nickel corner or, that free range safety, I think the secondary needs some help still. You got to look at the Mike Jackson contract and what they think of that as well. They gave Nick Scott a very low contract and signed him kind of late. I think that kind of tells you where they're feeling about that room. So I wouldn't mind Stooks, but J-Rod is the pick. I'd move up to get him. And I do think, if I'm right, if I remember the first round right, he still would be the second linebacker off the board, the ball.
Taylor brings up a great thing that I completely whiffed on. Thank you, Taylor. And Thomas, you spoke about defensive tackles, and this name was not brought up. And I feel a little bit foolish about not bringing this player up because this is my defensive tackle 1 in the entire class, and the only defensive tackle that I had a first round grade on. Christian Miller from Georgia. He hits all of the physical preferences thresholds for the Carolina Panthers. The Georgia defensive linemen, it's an interesting conversation almost every year because of what responsibilities they're asked to do in their defensive scheme and how much does that limit their abilities and what they can translate to at the next level. The get off for Christian Miller is pretty serious. His levers that he has, the 34-inch arms, his ability to stack and shed. Talk about Ashawn Robinson, what he does well. That is what he did. That is what Christian Miller does well. I would love that, Taylor. I think that that's a very intriguing player. I'll give you a couple off the beaten path names as well to look out for in day 2, whether it's round 2 or round 3. Malik Muhammad, the corner out of Texas. They liked him. He is a very fluid athlete. If you talk about a contingency plan for Mike Jack, as Curtis was just talking about, I think that he could fit that role and also be able to kick inside a little bit as well. And then Kamari Ramsey is a big favorite of mine that when he was at UCLA and he played, it was very similar to the Dylan Thieneman situation, right? Where at UCLA, he played a lot more of that deep post, that deep third, playing from depth in a free safety role. And then you move down and you saw him at USC. He was forced into that nickel, and he did it at an adequate, pretty good level. Maybe that was also their thinking in Carolina of, hey, there are some versatile players out there that we can ask to do a very similar thing that we would have asked Dylan to do. So maybe they found some value there where they thought the offensive line just had a better pick. So that's where I would go with that. Curtis, do you want to try to set up these giveaways that we have going here since the draft is complete now? We have 1,500 people, 1,530 people sitting here in this chat at 11:15 on a Wednesday.
Do we want to start
Thursday.
with the helmet or the jersey?
Start with the jersey. That was our original one.
All right, so I will bring up the board here. Let's do that. And we'll share the screen. All right, so here's the board. If we can get Taylor's, there we go. Let me shuffle this around because.
So we're going to do 3 picks for each. And the first person you have, a day, reach out, let us know that you saw that we picked you. Message either Panthers on Tap, me, or Edgar if you want to. Edgar is a very friendly fella. He'll gladly accept a message, and he'll be very polite when he talks to you too. He'll be like, "Hey, how are you? Good to talk to you." He's a wonderful person to text with. He's probably my favorite person to text with, honestly.
So we'll do this will be for the jersey. So we'll do 3 selections for the jersey. Ricky, can you write these names down for me at least? So we can figure out. All right. This is for the.
Hey, Bo, you got a pen I can borrow?
This is for the Monroe Freeling rookie jersey. Here we go.
This is what I write. This is what I write my draft evaluations on, guys. This is my hard-working notebook right here.
Anthony Pick.
Oh, how about that?
Anthony Pick. This is for the rookie jersey.
How about that? You beat out Wesley Carrier, which is incredible to me because Wesley Carrier.
Is this like
that's
C3,
Ant C3?
Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's remarkable because Wesley Carrier has about 3,000 entries into this. So what a win right there.
All right, we'll do.
You do have all like 80 of Wesley's in there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Carolina Nate second with the jersey.
Big Nate.
I think that's a good enough list. I don't think we need to go 3.
Yeah, one of those two. One of those two is going to claim it. Yep.
All right, this is for the helmet signed. This is a replica helmet. This ain't the mini one for the KK short autographed helmet. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Panther
You can't find a way to rig this
Panther
thing? Give it to Adam Silver.
Taylor, all right.
Taylor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Taylor has been very
Taylor.
active. That is a great
Yes.
win, Taylor.
Taylor, please DM Ricky or I your information, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. We'll just do 2 to be safe, but we know that's probably going to be claimed. Wesley was one off. Old school Panther fans, second. No, we appreciate every single one of you guys, especially you guys that came in. I know we had Jared on, Edgar, Bo, the most beautiful mustache in the world. Honestly.
Wow.
No, appreciate you guys, man.
It's impressive as hell.
Thank you guys for joining
Thank you
tonight.
guys. No, seriously, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on.
Much appreciated.
Panther Bo,
This
Thomas,
was
we'll see
great.
y'all later, man.
Yeah, this was great.
All right. Edgar, I think let's see.
Yeah,
Edgar's muted. Hold on. Let's see if I can unmute him. Or maybe he's muted on his own.
Yeah, I think he's. Oh, we got the spinning wheel of death here.
I think he's gone.
Keaton asked a question. This is kind of up in the air. I know Ricky's out. Ricky's got his boy's birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
Potentially, I'm kind of on the fence. We'll see how the day shakes out. I am going to Charlotte tomorrow. I don't tell Ricky this, but I'm sure he's busy. But I will be welcoming the future left tackle Hall of Famer Monroe Freeling to the Carolina Panthers during the walk. Matt and I are going to be going there tomorrow morning. They still haven't announced the time, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, we'll be there. I took off tomorrow, so I will be there in Charlotte. If you are going, if you are, let us know and just stop by and say hi. But yeah, I'll be in Charlotte tomorrow early, and then we'll see how the day shakes out. I may do something with tomorrow night. I know Edgar had talked about it too, so we'll see. Potentially we'll do something.
And who knows?
tomorrow
Maybe
night.
I get home from the birthday party and crack a
And you're
cold one
feeling
and feel like,
frisky.
maybe I feel like coming on again. We'll see. You guys keep the door open, man. I might walk through it.
So yeah, well, it's TBD at this point, but we'll definitely keep you guys posted on Twitter, so check there. We appreciate every single one of you guys. 1,500 tuning in. I know everyone and their brother in Panthers content creation world had a stream tonight. So to get any one of you guys on here, or to get 1,500 on here, is impressive, and I just want to thank you guys for that. For
Really
choosing us.
appreciate it, man. It can't go understated that y'all chose to come and hang out with us tonight. For 1 second, I want to do something we normally don't do, Curtis. We are a very humble show, and we like to say, hey, look, we just do this because we love ball and all that stuff. I'm going to pat ourselves on the back for just a second. I think for the 1,500 people that tuned into this show tonight, I think that you got the best Panthers draft coverage that you could have gotten. I think that you learned about these prospects as they were drafted throughout the evening. I think that the conversation about Monroe Freeling was a balanced one that acknowledged that there could be disappointment, that there could be unsure feelings about that pick. And then we discussed why it makes sense for the Panthers and how it can benefit this team. Now that these guys are wearing, or this guy is wearing processed blue, we're going to cheer for him. We're going to root for him. We're going to hope that it goes well. But you guys made the right decisions tonight. I just want to say that, man. And I mean that sincerely. We put a lot of work into these shows, and we do it because we do love talking ball with our fans. We appreciate all the super chats and all the involvement. We love giving these things away for y'all because y'all deserve them. But y'all tuned in to the best Carolina Panthers draft stream that you could have tuned into tonight. And we appreciate every single one of y'all.
I'll leave it at that. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We might be back tomorrow. We might not. We'll figure that out. But in the meantime, Panthers got a future offensive lineman to protect the franchise quarterback in Bryce Young. We may be back tomorrow. We'll keep you all posted. Stay tuned to our Twitter. But until then, as always, keep pounding.